All
That's
right.
it. The little blue bar says we're live. Today is Thursday, the 15th of November 2018. On our panel today, we have our Patricia, we have Marilyn UK, and we have Marilyn USA, and the other Marilyn is Marilyn Spirit Level. So, good evening, ladies.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Here, here,
My
here.
my favourite channel, Sun and Moon, Family Lamb, and everyone that's listening. Brilliant.
We will get into that
Glad
in a
to meet you, Marilyn. From
Nice to meet you
USA.
too, Marilyn. Marylands
Thank
are
you.
very good, and they're beautiful ladies named Marilyn.
Just
Of
to say to the
course.
chat room, we are hoping that Mr. Thrive is going to join us, but he's just having a few problems getting on because he's not at home and not on his internet and stuff. But he's hopefully joining us from Denver at the
Yep.
conference. So that would be really good if he can get on. Anyway, Marilyn and Marilyn.
Yes.
Yes. Both
Just
named after Marilyn Monroe, I should presume.
Well, I was named after my cousin whose name was Faye Marilyn. So where she got it, I don't know.
Oh, that's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
and Marilyn UK wanted me to say that. Sorry, the other Marilyn, you were born in the 50s.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
That's a good thing.
we've seen a lot of roller coasters over the years, haven't we, Marilyn?
Yes, absolutely. And we have wisdom. So we have something that a lot of people in the flat Earth movement do not have.
Exactly. And that's why I admire you, the way you went to your old university college and you've done it all on your own. And having been to Bath and Bristol and Brighton, I don't call it activism. I call it seed planting, waking the snowflakes up.
Yeah, that's quite a way of putting it, though, isn't it?
Sure.
And it's not violence, and it's not, as the mainstream media want to call and put that name, activism. It sounds so military and terrible, and everyone's got to live in fear. It's
Yeah.
nothing like that. It's a debate, and some agree, some don't. And the
Well,
amount of
telling
people.
telling the truth in a world full of lies is a revolutionary act.
Thank you. And it should be written, and Donald Trump should take note. He's the only one among certain leaders worldwide that should make it a rule that here we go, we've got to change his
Yep.
story, his story, his story. We've all been lied to and indoctrinated through a load of lies, which is unbelievable. And it's only till like 5 years ago when my mother passed away, Cosmic Cat, my cousin, she could see I was in turmoil and like mentally distraught.
Yes.
Okay, I had a bit of a drink problem, but she said she showed me the route. She went, "Look at that, this video," and I said, "What's it about? I'm not interested." She said, "Flat Earth, we've all been lied to." Once the penny dropped with me, and I got into the YouTube channels, i.e., the first one was Karen's one, Sun and Moon, Subtle Infinity, IPS, um, Martin Linker,
Yes.
Nathan Oakley, Patricia Steer, beautiful lady. Everyone's got their opinions, but that lady, she opened her arms when you was on the chat line and said hello. And that for me, and how these are anti-globers, anti-flat earthers, they're still living in the old days. They're still not right in the head because they they're still suppressed. They should be embracing one another and saying, hold on a minute. Yes, you've got a point. Now, I was listening to Nathan Oakley and Anthony Riley, which is a flat earth debate, which gives a platform for those, you know, asking questions like men. We don't want people that cry, get annoyed, and I'm not talking to you because you threw my toy out the pram. We have to sit down, and this is what the world's about: sitting down and have a face-to-face debate, talking, not getting angry. Because when I went to Bath and Bristol, there was one lady, and I'm not educated in science or maths, and there's a load of people like me. Don't worry about that. But they actually know they're not spinning.
Yes.
And I know that water only goes to its own level. It's common sense. Once people realise their senses, you know, you're halfway there in everything. You've got to listen to your mind, your body. You know you're overworked, you have a rest. It's common sense in everything you do.
Right. It's common sense where it once was common sense. But nowadays, in the modern world, we're taught to ignore all of our symptoms, all of what our body is telling us. So they have grown up in a different world than we know. I often talk to kids, and they try to tell me, oh, well, evolution, you know, it's this or that. And I'm there, well, no. It's not, because when I was in school, we were taught that we came from amoebas and, you know, mutations and all that, the monkey thing. I'm an administrator on an evolution page on Facebook. So I've learned that before I even came to Flat Earth, that the only thing that's really evolving is evolution itself. So you have to kind of know what the kids are being taught today. Everyone thinks that they're being taught what we were taught. And if that were the case, we wouldn't be so far apart.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. It's like when I was 9 years of age, God bless my father. He was a great train robber. But yes, 1963. And I was in science class, and I asked the teacher, she had the globe ball on the desk, and I went, Miss, because she said, any questions? I went, where's all the water go if we're on a globe? She said, Wisby, get to the back of the class. Don't ask such an impertinent question. That time I thought she said peppermint. I thought pertinent was peppermint until years later. After knowing that my dad got 30 years, she said, I was messed up, even at that age,
Sure.
It was, I was browbeaten. I wasn't allowed to ask questions until my dad come out of prison.
Oh,
and I
my.
said to him, yeah, 9/11, years later, he said, inside job. I said, what do you mean inside job? He said, it was greatest bullying robbery ever. I went, but then poor people. He went, terrible. He said, and I got 30 years and we never killed anybody. Do you understand?
Yes.
4,000 people died and perished for a load of gold bullion.
Yes.
That is mainstream media all connected up, the dots.
Yes.
Marilyn, do you understand? So
absolutely. I had a group of people that would meet at my house every Friday night, and we looked into 9/11. It did not start as a conspiracy group per se, but once we started looking deeper and deeper into government and what it was actually doing, I guess you could say we became one, not knowing it. And we spent about 20 hours every Friday night. We'd watch an hour of a video on 9/11, and then we discuss it. So we were here for 2 or 3 hours at least every Friday night. And we spent at least 2 or 3 months on 9/11. We know that inside and out. And there's no way that it was accidental, or the goat herders or whatever.
That's right. So
Yes.
the flat earth for me, at age 9 years of age, when that science teacher said, Wisby, get to the back of the class, knowing that my dad got 30 years, I was victimized as well as indoctrinated.
Absolutely. It's child abuse.
It's child abuse through the education system.
Yes.
And all I loved was learning to cook, singing, maths. As long as I could add up and take away times table, that was good enough for me. The rest of it, history, and I wasn't in love with it. But having said that, having looked at Martin Linker and spoken to Roxanne, global denier, when she said about the ruins and that, I said to her, I thought they was just old buildings that had fallen down. I know I'm now 64 years of age, 65 January. I went, they've hidden it.
Yes.
They've hidden the secrecy. And if they can do that then, now, what have they done to us all?
Yes.
What have they done to us?
Yes, the kings did not used to let their serfs read. And that is one of the rules of anyone who wants to have total control, is that you keep your workers or your slaves or whoever, you keep them dumb. And because educated people are hard to control. So once
not much.
So once we have a good education system, which we used to have here in the U.S., so they had to figure out a way to control us and to dumb us down. And so they just started teaching us.
And haven't they done a good job of it?
They started teaching us
taken
lies.
Me all this.
Yes, they taught us lies.
They
right.
taught us lies. And
so
I'm 64 years of age.
What is the difference between being taught lies or being uneducated? There's no difference. So that you can have a piece of paper that says, "Oh, I have a doctorate in something." But if all you've studied those years is a lie, then you really have nothing. So you
have nothing.
Right. And that is how I am able to go into the schools and on these college campuses, because I often have professors coming out and getting involved in the discussion. And I feel very free in speaking to them because I know something they don't.
Yeah.
So you always have something there.
That's right. And you can't put milk in a coconut. And I've dealt with, since I've been a volunteer, I'm not the type of woman. It's only because of my, condition that I can't get about. But I've still got brains.
Yes.
And I worked voluntarily in my local community. And I can't believe these people getting paid 30 grand a year and they've not got a clue.
That's right.
Not got a clue about homelessness, people coming out of prison, people that are refugees. They haven't got a clue. They've not got a clue. And now I watch and I can't believe it. That these people are getting paid 30 grand a year and they haven't got. I said, why don't you make it easier for people that got no money when they come out of prison or they're homeless? Make a big building, cut all your X's and have social security, immigration, housing, doctors in one umbrella. It took 15 years for them to digest it.
Whatever is happening in the world, this is something that when I was involved in politics, I had to come to the realization that if it's if it's not being solved, if there's a problem that is not being solved, it's deliberate. They don't want to solve it. They are actually now making that problem. They are causing the problem. So, you know, why should we, let's get behind this candidate. Let's vote for him. Well, as soon as they get in there, they do the opposite of what they say anyway.
Yes,
so why are we in this? It's such a maddening thing. So I don't vote anymore. I don't go to church anymore. I don't get involved in that sort of game that they're playing. I was involved in a legal courtroom case with my immediate family, my husband and my children. And the ultimate, and I guess I better say alleged right now, because, you know, if somebody watches this, they could come after me. So they took part of my deposition out of my deposition. I spent a 5.5-hour deposition and they removed part of it. Now, who removed part of it? I know my attorney knew. I know the opposing attorney knew because he was there asking me the questions. I know the court reporter must know. She was the one who wrote it down. And I have evidence that even her bosses know. So if you can't even trust the court reporter, the transcript, the recorded words, then we have nothing left. If truth is not coming to a courtroom, we have nothing.
And it's so serious today, what's happening around the world. We could have another program on it, and I'd like to get it right out there in the open, because between countries, I can't see. I can see what's going to happen. Can you?
Well, I've also been talking about when I go out, I talk to the younger ones about getting involved in the military. That the only reason that there is war is to install a central bank. So they need to be made aware of this, because some of them will unknowingly join the military thinking they're being very patriotic and fighting for the right thing, but they're not. And I don't want them to think, you know, believe the lie and get killed for it. You know, why?
Yeah.
How could I not say something to them? So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. But and I do try to stick to the flat earth, but sometimes they ask questions and whatnot. So like, why? What does it matter? You know, that then you can get into other things.
And then exactly, because they go, well, flat earthers not going to pay my bills, my mortgage, my credit cards. What you worried about? I say to them, but they've lied to us. It's the base. It's the mother of all roots.
Yes.
All of us.
Yes.
You know, when you
come up with a couple of come up with 2 or 3 really good things that mean life or death, and then you'll be able to get them understanding what you're trying to say.
No, I admire you for what you do, but because I've just come into it like the last 9 months, you know, Brighton, Bath and Bristol. And when I got approached and I was sitting, because of my condition, sitting in a chair giving out leaflets, and I had 6 lovely, like you, intelligent kids. They was beautiful. And they was asking me questions. I went, Sonny Jim, I don't really know how to answer that question, but I know a man that can. I said, that's a very good question.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer to give.
I said, all I know is, because I'm Cockney and they loved it. You know, Cockney means born, bred in London.
Okay.
I said, the only time I felt spinning is when I've had too much vodka. And they laughed because they was 18 years of age in Bristol and Bath. You know, I said, but that man over there, Robin or Jason or Harry, you know, I said, they can answer the questions to the max. But I was listening, and you got to listen. Maybe I make the mistakes and never listen to teachers, this one, that one.
Right.
But I had a bad start in life.
Yeah.
I had a bad start in life.
Well, you
But
can
I
have a
love
great finish. You don't. It doesn't matter about how you start out. It matters how you finish, Marilyn. And you're on a good trail now.
Certainly am. Thanks to Cosmic Cat and Dave Murphy.
Oh,
and
Dave Murphy.
Marsh,
Woohoo. Love Dave Murphy.
Karen Petit.
Gosh.
Karen was the first
Come here.
channel I went to.
Come
You know, there's so many of them. IPS,
Yes.
he was brilliant. We brainstormed.
Yeah, I've met you,
IPS.
haven't I? Marilyn UK, I've met you.
Yes.
We
When
met
went
last
to
year.
Leamington Spa. When we went to Leamington Spa, I met Jamie Brown, Martin Linker, and Nathan Oakley. All good people, all different characters.
Yes.
And you got, it's not Flat Earth versus Globies. It's called, you got to wake up and understand different characters. We're not all the same. You know, Kumbaya. This one, you know, and the human race has got to learn to understand characters and personalities.
Right.
You know, without getting jealous and egotistic and.
Well, you know, there's always been
better than yours.
No, there's always been
better than yours. Oh, this is that. You know. Do you know what I mean? It's
yes.
crazy.
There's always been a little bit of that in a society where one person has jealousies or whatever. But I think it's being taught now that it's more widespread because it's being taught by the TV programs. They are programming our society.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes,
exactly.
The television sitcom, situation comedy shows that the fathers are seen as buffoons. The children are seen as having all the answers. Now, if you get that into a society, it's bound to end up bad. So the father should be respected
Certainly.
and revered, you know.
And we've all fell for it. We fell for it from when Father Christmas. And my father, he was a gentleman thief.
Right. Yes.
And the only time I see him, and I said, I saw Father Christmas, and he was wanted to tell me the truth, bless him. But because he was, you know, a robber, a nice robber, he couldn't tell me the truth. Do you understand?
But he did. He did. When he got out, he told you that 9/11 was an inside job. Now he could have taken the path of let me play their game and I'll end up rich. But he didn't do that. So I think you can respect your father for that.
Yeah, obviously I do. I love my father. I was with Mad Frankie Fraser. In his autobiography, he said he see aliens from Walton Jail in Liverpool. Okay. And I know Frank, he wasn't he never took that marijuana in prison, nothing like that. But my dad he was on a different level, you know. He said 9/11, he was really a flat earther. He went, we're not spinning, it's a load of bollocks. When they listened to the fake moon landings on radio in 1969.
What did he say about that?
Listening to it, and he went to his, like, they were segregated, top security in prison. He said, what a load of bollocks. They went, Tom, but it's real. He said, I'm listening to it. He said, we ain't seen the cuttings yet on the movie yet. And when they finally allowed prisoners to have TV in the 70s, which my father and a load of others campaigned for with Mad Frank, to get TVs in their cells, and they see the moon landings in 1969, they was all having bets. They was saying, look at the wires. Look at the wires, the shadows. The shadows. And they was taking the piss. Because they was in
Wow.
a prison within the prison until the authorities allowed them to have the the moon.
What happened? Did we lose her?
Like the 50
Oh,
quid
she's
that he put on
it's just the
in
internet.
1969. Time they watched it, when they was given TVs.
Right. Yeah.
Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your internet goes in and out a little bit. By the way, ladies, I'm still talking to Rich, and
Is he
I think
arrived?
he's going to go. No, he's going to go up to his room and go on his computer because he just can't get on his phone. But it might be that he does it through a phone call. So it'll be him talking and me moving.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Anyway, he's gonna, because obviously we're on for a few hours, so he will get back to me shortly.
But
So carry on.
Marilyn, I'll
Yes.
tell you something. Having seen going out on the street with the Globe tour,
Right.
Bath, Bristol, I was there, and Brighton. It's I've got to take my hat off to you. The way you do it on your own, honestly, to approach people.
Yes. Well, I think it's got a different.
Thank you, Marilyn, as well, from me as well, because I've been watching you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
it takes a lot of balls, and I said in a comment, Trump should look at you and say, "Oh, he'd love you." I know.
Well, it takes a lot of love for humanity to go out there, and forgiveness for when they attack you. And I've been pretty safe so far, but just to go, and when you see light bulbs going on in these people's faces, you see the light bulbs going on. It's just such. It just warms you, and you just have so much joy, and just I don't know why everybody's not out there, because it's such a blessing. It's a rewarding experience. So
can I just say, in USA, Marilyn UK, half the team that go out and do it in the UK are in the chat room listening. So there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Yeah, I don't.
Roxanne's been there. So yeah.
I'm not watching the chat.
Sorry, Cosmic Cat.
No, nor am I.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm going to get a lot.
So
anyway. Hello,
yeah, so
Robin lived in the lid. Jason, Harry.
Yeah.
But Roxanne, she hit the nail on the head 3 days ago. She went, the only way, because they don't like anyone free speech, as we all know.
Right.
On internet, it's all controlled.
Right.
But she hit the nail on the head when she said, chatting in the street. And I said to Dill 9 months ago, I said, Dill, you got, because he's terrific, Dill, but he's got a few mugs wrapped round him on the panel. The blue wrenches.
Oh, yes.
All that shit.
Yes.
Because if we're flat earth, you've got to be free. No wrenches. Let them arseholes, let them mugs, muppets, say what they're like. You rise above everything they say.
Yeah.
Because silence is golden.
I liked seeing Dell when he goes out and talks to the people in the public. I liked it.
Him and Harry was the first two.
Yeah.
And Roxanne, she's young, she caught onto it. And like you, when you start chatting amicably, I said to Dill, I said, come down to Hyde Park 9 months ago. I said, Speaker's Corner. There's other other race and cultures, but everyone can speak amicably. It's like these leaders of countries, like my gangster family, ex-gangster family. You sit round a table, you talk face to face. You don't talk on the telephone.
Yes, that's
you don't
right.
send emails. You speak to that person.
Right.
I know Donald Trump's going to be listening in, and Putin.
Hello.
And they
So I have a question. I have a question
Russia
now.
for this, they blame China for that.
And that's all
Come
bollocks.
It's all bollocks. There's
That's
enough
right.
money. There's enough money to go round and round the world for everyone.
Right. It's not about money. Money only represents.
No, it is. If it is.
It only represents control.
Marilyn, listen
it represents control.
Listen to me.
Now, you're not that much older than me, Marilyn, so don't give me any lip.
No Max Factor. I need new teeth. I need a cheaper dentist. Can I get a flat earth dentist?
So I want to know if you, the UK, in the UK, are you allowed to go onto college campuses? Is that permitted over there? Or, you know?
Yeah.
Where's Patricia?
I think that's what you really need to do. That's where it's at.
No, I honestly think we've got to get rid of all them transgenders worldwide.
Oh, jeez.
We've got to have proper men.
Yes, real men. Love real men.
Real men with penises and real women. No, we've got to have baby, got to have proper mothers nurturing and keeping this world together.
Right.
Because I don't like what I'm seeing going on.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think
let them keep all their billions.
Yes, I don't care about that.
As long as we're allowed to, don't keep people imprisoned in every country and making money out of people that want to see they've met a new wife and they want to let her live. We're allowed to. This is our planet, all of us. We're allowed to go anywhere we want, and all that hassle of paying extra. It's disgraceful. That's another thing I've got against.
Right.
I don't care who's listening, because it's diabolical the way they treat people. You can't go there. It's a load of rules and regulations. Your country I loved in the 80s. It's in my autobiography. But you go try getting in, being British, you're left 6 hours with a load of kids that want to go to Disneyland or Disney World, whether you're going to Florida or California. Immigration in your country for the last 30 years has stopped a lot of Europeans traveling there.
Well, wait a minute. Don't you know you're supposed to go to Mexico and just go over the border? Don't you know that? You get right in and you get money, free money and benefits. Don't you know that?
But Marilyn, there's enough money. They're worth billions, these people. Why?
Yes, I know.
Everyone, the Syrians and the Iraqis, go and spend a load of money in their country, teach them how to, give them the machinery.
Well, this is,
and let them stay there.
I don't think the people that have come here really thought of that on their own. I think it is a planned immigration. It's not something that, they were sitting over there and saying, hey, I want to go to America. I think we loaded them up on airplanes and brought them here. I've seen things where they were brought in on unmarked planes and then bused to different cities. Yeah. So I don't think it was not honest. It was not an honest immigration. So,
No, it's not
No.
been in USA or UK.
right,
It's,
right. And what's happening in Germany, I've been watching that. Young girls are getting raped, and then the city mayors and whatnot, they say, well, then keep your children home. And they're what? And the fathers are like incensed. I don't know. It's pretty bad. I don't know how much worse it's going to get.
It's to do with the money. It is.
It's
I
control.
know the guys. Yeah,
Control.
They're putting plenty of money in the leaders' pockets.
Right. And most people can be bribed with money, but some you have to threaten them. And I'm sure they are being threatened. But what do we do? How do we manage those things? It has to be where we are at critical mass, which means a whole lot more people need to be woke up. And this is where we come in, Marilyn. We have to wake people up. And the flat earth is perfect for waking people up because it can be proven scientifically. You can say, go to the seashore and look, find that curvature, and you won't. If you find it, please let me know. Because there is none. There is none.
Hey, ladies, look who's joined us.
Hi, Richard.
Hi.
Mr. Thrive.
Is my microphone working?
Oh, it's a
Your
bit low.
microphone's working. Houston, can you hear me? Ronald Reagan. Now, our mobile phones don't work if we go to Wales up in the mountains, but a president managed to speak to the, moon people. Hello.
Oh, isn't that? I know. How we were so stupid. I don't know how stupid we could have been. Just ridiculous.
Can I just say, Rich, I've turned you up as far as it'll go.
It is.
I can hear you.
Hello, Rich.
Ladies, can we just pause for a minute and just spend a little bit of time with Rich, because he'll only be here for a little bit of time.
Okay, good.
He's come from the conference to talk to us.
Oh, Denver. Is it cold there?
It's cold to me.
Rich, have you got your thermals on?
No, I've got them here if I need them.
Oh, we're talking about underwear now? Oh, please.
Hey, Rich, how's it going?
It's going good, real good.
Awesome.
What I'm doing is
You've already done your presentation, haven't you?
Yes, and I just sent myself a link. Cross your fingers now and open in Safari.
And when you see Patricia Steer say from America, like being a newcomer from last year, she's the only one that said hello, greetings on the panel. And that's what I loved about Karen. You got to say hello. People come in. It don't cost much to say hello, welcome, does it?
No.
Nope.
People wishing you were here, Karen. Several people said to me, too bad Karen isn't here.
Oh.
See?
I know who one of them was. Bling Bling.
Bling Bling was one of them.
Come here.
So Rich, you've already done your presentation.
Yes, I'm done.
Oh.
How did it go?
It went good, except for we had to really compress everything to start with. And then they were running late and they asked us to get the whole convention back on schedule. So could we cut 10 minutes out?
Oh, my.
We did it. So I'm going to, and people came up afterwards. They want the presentation. So I'm going to make it available in a online file so they can download it. I'm going to do a video on it as well and take more time.
Good.
They were sort of getting ready just before you went on, weren't they?
Yeah.
Can I ask you this question, everyone on the panel? When people charge, does it really matter if they have to earn something? Because my flat earth, it does. If people want to give and donate, does it really matter? They take the time, all you people, not me, because I haven't got a channel yet, My channel's going to be a different cup of tea.
Good.
But all you guys that research and spend them hours, so what if people want to donate?
Right.
But these Amazons and these PayPal people, they're greedy. They're worse than the banks. Banksters.
They are banksters.
Taking, well,
Yeah.
exactly. Do you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
worth billions and billions, and they're so greedy. They want to take.
Yeah.
They want to screw us every which way. But
Well,
link.
it's really not about them getting more money because they can print it. What it's about is taking away our money that we had to work for. So they don't want us to have money. They have enough that they want for themselves. It's just making sure we don't get very much.
Listen, Marilyn from the USA. If I was a corporate banker, I would set up a thing and let Joe Public get what they like, as long as I've got the advertising. Let them make money.
Sure.
Money goes round round the world. What different? And they want to take. They're terrible. They're legalised bank robbers.
Listen,
train robbers.
Ladies, Marilyn, Rich
Yes.
won't be here for very long. So can we just talk to Rich?
Yes,
for
let's
5, 10
talk to
minutes?
Richard. Yes.
Yeah.
Marilyn.
I'm very interested in what Richard is doing with Soundly. I've been following that, and that Soundly guy is such a fraud. He just recently put up something about you can't see the bottom floors of this hotel, and I saw a car driving across. So it must be behind the causeway. I mean, he's just so disingenuous. The other thing is, he said he converted his P900 to an infrared, which it might be possible to do, but I don't think he did it because he didn't have any difference really in what I saw, the footage I saw. So do you have any comments on that, Richard?
Yeah, the P900, I met somebody who actually converted his to infrared. You should be able to definitely see a difference. You shouldn't see color in the video. So if there's color there, I don't think it's infrared. But I'm not 100% sure of that. I know it can be converted. It's cost between $100 and $200, and once you do it, you're done. You're stuck with infrared, or you can use the filter. Now, I met a person just a couple of days ago at the Phoenix Hangout, and he's got a P1000 and a P900, and one of them he converted, and one of them he used the filter. And the one you convert looks better. Now, as far as Soundly and all that stuff, we were supposed to meet and bring equipment, and he picked January 2nd, which I think is very convenient because that would be the most expensive time to fly in the winter because everybody going over the January holidays. So I kind of have my question about that, about the But the if I'm going to spend $1,000 to go there with equipment and all that stuff, I want to make sure I have good weather, and the weather stinks in the Gulf Coast usually in January. And he sent me this climatological data which showed there was about the same, because I want to go in May. He said there's about, or April, I'm sorry. He said there's the same amount of rain, a little bit more in January than in April. So why don't I just come in January? Well, it depends on how you get the rain. You can have 3 or 4 thunderstorms in April, and you have your 4 inches of rain. I can work around that, but I can't work around 4 days of fog and rainy and stuff like that from stalled cold fronts and low pressure in the Gulf. So I know the difference. That's one thing. Flat Earth Perth, if you've heard of him.
Can I interrupt, Richie?
Yes.
You know Dave Moore, allegedly Dave, he went to the Bedford Flats in UK, United Kingdom, and he took a load of people and they got messed up, but he done an experiment. If you go on these videos, it's called Bedford Flats. A straight line.
Oh yeah.
No curvature, nothing.
Yeah, I met him too. He's here.
And that's what convinced me after I went to Cornwall, when we went to Flat Earthers camp out, when he was explaining it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich met him yesterday or today, didn't you? No, yesterday, Dave Murphy.
Oh, he's brilliant.
I respect him a lot because I saw him.
He's hardcore.
Yes, I saw him out at Speaker's Corner, and I thought, there's my kind of man, you know, getting out there on the streets, and he's done a lot for the flat Earth. So, and going out there too and talking people face to face, that's where it's at.
Yeah, for those who are willing to do it, I'm very introverted, so I don't do that part of it. I barely even talk to my family about it. But getting back to Soundly, he's going January 2nd with his equipment. Flat Earth Perth, who's called him out on the same BS that he's doing. I know, I'm about 95% sure I know exactly how he's doing it. I don't want to release that publicly. But Flat Earth Perth is going to go January 2nd. I hope they get good weather. Whether he wants to meet me in April or not, that's up to him, but I'm going. I will have enough equipment to be able to show that it's absolutely flat, and I'm going to be doing different experiments. If I have the money, I'm going to take a drone with me. Several other things, and just do a few different things that other people maybe haven't done. I'm going to test the atmosphere 24 miles apart with cameras, and I'm going to have equipment so we'll know the exact density of the air, so they can't say, oh, it refracted up or it refracted down or whatever. Plus, I hope I have at least 2 people with me so we can shoot it both ways at the same time. So you can't have both refract up. That just doesn't work. But I'm going to show with the calculations that the air density is argument is just stupid. And they don't even listen to their own science with that.
Right.
But anyway, I will prove it with the actual.
So you know how Rob Skiba got in the boat and went across Lake Michigan and held the camera on the whole way. So maybe you'd like to consider doing something like that across the causeway.
I would love to have a boat go across the causeway so I can film it disappear and then zoom it back in.
Yes.
Every time I do a video about that, there's people swear, no, there's never been a video that shows a boat coming back. But they're all over YouTube.
Well, what if you just go on the causeway in the car?
Yes, I plan on doing that. In fact, I'm hoping that the drone will follow me the whole time.
Awesome. Yes, that would be disastrous if it lost you. Then it would just end up in the drink.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's got a go home feature if the battery gets low.
Oh, good.
So, but
the other one is where he has he goes in between the bridges. Now, what's that? The bayou, Tenzis Bayou. It's where he has the 2 bridges, and he's on the inside between the bridges, and it looks like a canal, and that's what I thought it was at first. And then I went and found it on his videos, and then there's this metal connector piece that's a little ways down, and you know, he says, oh, none of the flat earthers will touch this, you know, they never comment on this. Well, I did, of course, but I would love for you to be able to get there. That should be rather close, don't you think? I'm
not familiar with the area, but I'll look it up.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be there, I might as well go to all the different places he's trying to show.
Yes.
That's the only place in the whole world where you can see a globe. In fact, it wouldn't even you know, the Earth would be very small if you had that kind of rapid change.
Right. So
when you see that film of those, oh, and by the way, I have seen pictures of those cars going over the pump.
Yeah.
They're not like this.
No.
They're more like this.
Right.
Kind of compression.
It's very compressed. You're right. Yes, it is. So I wonder how he did that. I like how you went to the camera store and found out about that tilting lens. That was awesome. Good detective work.
Yeah, she said that's just one way to do it, and but he's not doing it that way. See, he's using a telescope, like you would look at the stars, celestial telescope or something like that.
Okay.
Taking his camera and attaching it to that. It does have an attachment with no zoom. And that's important too, because if you don't use a zoom on the camera, that'll cause distortion. She explained that to me, not on the video that I showed. She explained that to me first. But there's something with that Celestron camera that's very easy to cause that compression on one side. Very easy.
Okay.
So I'll leave it at that, but I know how it's done. If he shows up with it, You know, to me, I want to say, okay, you're showing this still picture. Why don't you pan it right and left, and let's see if that distortion pans with it.
Yes. Yes.
So,
There's a lot of things he could do to prove that he was honest. You know, a true scientist will change the variables, and he doesn't do any of that. So, yeah. So when you're at the conference, a good friend of mine, Dave Gessner, is there with flatearth101.com, and he should have a table set up with banners. Talk to him about how he does activism, because he is an introvert as well. And he likes to sneak cards in places when he's walking through a store, you know. So you can do it. You can do it no matter how. So check that out.
okay, we'll do.
And tell him I said hi too.
Going to the conference is still the same sort of thing, isn't it? It's still, sorry, Marilyn didn't like this word, but it's still activism, isn't it? There's all these people in one place talking about it.
Yeah, and there's a lot more media walking around this year too. So,
Good.
And do you all know who David?
That's
Stern
good.
is? I mean, is that right, David Stern? Howard Stern.
Howard Stern is there?
No, but
Oh.
I understand he mentioned it on his Sirius radio show.
Oh.
Do we have any media in Denver at the Flat Earth Convention? Somebody said they saw that. Does anybody know who Paul Logan is?
No, but I've
Everybody's
got a
too
good
old.
suggestion. Can I hold you fire there, Richie?
Hang on a sec.
Why,
Marilyn.
you know, we're going round and round in circles. So,
I know the last year's conference that I went to.
no, hold on a minute.
Is somebody talking?
Marilyn.
What?
Yeah. Am I mute, Karen?
No, go for it.
No. We're going round and round in circles because we know we're not spinning on a, the ball in space. Do you understand? So why is it none of us flat earthers gone to the top dog and asked them questions?
What top
Can
dog?
someone, who's in charge, the leaders of all the countries, why can't they?
Holy cow, Marilyn. I went to the school board.
You're closer to the
No, they're just the Muppets, Marilyn. They're just listen, you got to go to not the monkey, you got to go to higher up.
Well, like Richard
we've
said,
got to put it. We've got to put it right on them. NASA,
so have tea with the Queen.
That one.
Yes, have tea with the Queen.
Marilyn.
That's right.
It's not a joke.
I know.
Why can't we just do it?
We've got to get there.
She's as close to the top as you get as the Queen.
Yeah.
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 Fuck the Queen. Fuck the Queen.
Oh, no,
we just want answers, Why
Yeah.
is everyone in fear going to the top man?
Well, they still have enough mockery that we could be thrown in jail for being crazy. So I'm not going to press that point quite yet.
Well,
Anyway,
I'd like to be sitting with Hillary.
Can I just ask Rich, because obviously he won't be
I'd love
here.
to get chained up.
Marilyn, is it really busy at the conference? Is there loads of people there?
Yeah, there's a lot. I'd say at least 600 this year, maybe even 650.
Wow.
I'm not sure exactly, but it's bigger than last year. The conference room is twice as big, I'd say, as it was last year, and it's pretty full.
Well, you need to have that room to put that rocket in there.
Yeah, the showroom is huge.
His rocket was huge.
There's a car.
Oh, Mad Max. Whose rocket was huge?
Marilyn.
I'm not going there. I'm not.
Marilyn UK, stop it, naughty girl. What are you saying?
Howard Hughes.
They never even had a display last year, but there's tons this year. People like selling. I don't know if they're selling or giving away T-shirts, and somebody. I noticed somebody's got a magazine, a Flat Earth magazine or newspaper.
Oh,
I got to pick that up when I get.
You've been
I don't know if it was for sale or not. Nobody was here,
circle.
so I didn't know whether to pick it up or not.
okay. That's awesome. We'll check that out. I'm sure we'll get a report.
But anyway, if you look up Paul Logan, he's more of a younger type of thing. I think he's got 18 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh my.
Oh my.
And he,
How much does he get paid?
I don't know, but it's still not a lot on YouTube.
Hey, Rich, as you're at the conference, how many people have you met? Who have you met? Obviously, you're with Dave Marsh a lot. You've met Dave Murphy.
You know,
Oh, he's lovely, Dave Marsh.
yeah. I would say 45 to 50 people have come up to me, shake my hand. I love your videos, that type of thing.
Oh, brilliant.
And I'm actually pretty uncomfortable with it because some of them treat you like you're a movie star or something. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm meeting Mr. Travis Survive." Oh, please don't elevate me. Half of them will say, "I'm only this." I'm like, "Don't put yourself down."
Well, actually, Richard, we did speak last year at the conference at the that dinner that they had. I went and bought a ticket for that, and I said, "Can you sit at my table? I want to talk to you about some of the work you've been doing." And then you had already been promised to another table, so I ended up sitting with Flat Earth Fokker, Mac, and so we've been friends ever since then. So yeah, it was awesome.
Good then.
Yeah, it worked out.
Can I just say this little story when I was pitching in Bath or Bristol, I forget, I think it was Bristol, the first one. And this lady, I was sitting in my little chair giving leaflets out. She was shaking. She went, you're terrible people. I said, what? Why? I said, it's my belief. She went, it's all a load of lies. I said, no, that's your opinion. She said, my husband's a scientist. I said, what of? Mosquitoes? I said, was he a paid corrupt scientist to keep his mouth shut? She went, I don't believe what you're saying to me. I said, well, what questions? You're attacking me. Calm down. This is a debate. This is what we know is real. Gravity is just a myth, or it may be a theory. Einstein,
he was a shill, that Einstein.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And did you see the man he married?
Oh, gosh.
Go back in the books and look at his.
Gross.
Terrible. They leaned on him to keep his mouth shut, and poor Tesla got slung out.
Well, we love
free energy. That poor bastard. They got rid of him.
Hey, Marilyn from
yes.
UK. I love your accent, by the way.
That's Cockney.
Yeah, she's gangster land.
Listen, girls, I gotta go. And
see, just leave your American Express card.
Actually, you were telling me they were trying to make you get one on the aeroplane.
D-Mar was getting ready to do his presentation. I wanted to see his because he's going to be talking about his laser test, and might get some ideas from that.
Good, very good.
They were trying to sell you one on the aeroplane, weren't they, Rich? A Visa card.
Right. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Karen. You know what else they did? They when they made you pay by credit card for your Coca-Cola or your water, whatever you got, it automatically popped up. How much gratuity do you want to leave? It defaulted to like 20% for them. It's just crazy.
Great.
Anyway, great hanging out with you.
Rich, it was really nice.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank all of you, and maybe tomorrow, Karen, as well. I'll see what's going on.
Brilliant.
Thank you, Rich.
Much love, Rich, and thank you so much for taking time out on this day to join Sun and Moon and the ladies, Marilyn and Marilyn.
My pleasure. God bless everyone. Take care.
M&M.
Bye-bye.
Big hugs,
Bye.
Rich.
Take care.
Enjoy
Rich,
the rest
thank
of the
you.
day.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye, darling.
Ta-ra.
Hey,
Well,
that was
sorry, Marilyn UK. I just knew that he wasn't going to stay that long, but it was
Right.
really nice he joined us. Hey, he's
Yeah.
a 1 day, well, 2 day conference, and he came and joined Sun and Moon. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Anyway,
Isn't he terrific?
he's lovely, Mr. Thrive and Survive. But anyway, Marilyn, off you go again.
Do you have any questions, Karen? Karen, do you have questions?
Well, I've just been watching your stuff, and like Marilyn, it's just, yeah, I really appreciate what you do. You stand there, and I've been watching some with like young people, and they sort of scratch their head and they look at you and they're going, "Oh, what do you mean? It's a lie?" And you have to go, "Yeah," and I've got to have lots of patience.
Yes. Yes.
And the thing is, the young people, they go, so what? If it's flat, round, pear-shaped, it don't pay our bills.
Well, they're all into NASA and outer space. So if it is flat, then they have to realize there is no outer space. And so that's very impactful to them. You know,
Exactly.
they're looking to go to Mars, and you know, it's amazing what you find out about human nature and the way our mind works. You know, it's almost like a study in psychology, to watch people's reactions and to see how you can help them. And this is true for most, is to help them cross over into the open mind world.
Exactly.
Yes, it's
And
I've
it's
learned
called,
about myself, and I homeschooled my children in their elementary years until our business was too much. But there's one thing about being a teacher, and I consider myself a teacher when I go out there, is that the teacher learns more than the students. And you get hit with the questions, but you're also learning about human nature and how to talk to people, how to relate, how to come up with a better way of showing them so they can grasp it, and also so they can't get around it. And that's pretty tricky.
you know, Marilyn, we was both born in the same era.
Okay.
But what amazes me in schooling today, they don't want to teach kids how to be self-sufficient,
Right.
as in self-employed.
It's the other way,
there.
Marilyn. They've made sure that nobody's responsible for
They
themselves
don't
anymore.
teach them
Right.
gardening, how to grow a sack of
Right.
potatoes, nothing.
Right.
You know, a lot of kids can't even read.
Right. That's correct.
In UK, they come out, they're dumbed down.
I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh back in the political days, and he said two things. First one was cradle to grave, and that's something they would repeat: cradle to grave, cradle to grave. And that's what we're raising, a society that wants to be cared for, cradle to grave. And the other thing he said,
Yeah.
which I knew that was so true, was he said, if you're speaking the truth, don't be quiet, shout it louder. You know, and lots of people have criticized me because of my voice. Well, I grew up with a father who was a little hard of hearing. So if you wanted to be heard, you had to make sure he heard you. So that's my one excuse. But I do have a voice that can project. And I came from a farming family. My aunt could call the cows home from way down in the valley. So I don't care. I don't care if you criticize my voice, but I am going to be
Marilyn, there's loads of people that respect you for what you do.
Oh,
So
sure. Oh, sure. No, I'm not talking about you criticize. No, but a lot of people have come
I know
on
what
there
you're
and said,
saying. It's like me being a Cockney, you know.
yeah, you get criticized.
When I go into my local wherever, and
Right.
I'm talking, I'm Cockney, and they all look round. If I go into a yuppie pub, they look at me like as if I'm an alien.
I think
I'm
it's
a
endearing.
born. No,
I love it.
so did I when I went to America and I heard New York and California.
Yeah,
Yes, and Boston
yeah,
accents. Brilliant
yeah.
characters. But when you know, it's they should be embracing, you know,
Right.
if someone's got a twang to the, but they look at you as if you come from outer space today. You know, when you go to supermarkets or wherever, and they look at me, I feel as if I'm an alien in my own country.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
Are your people losing the accent over there now?
No comments.
Oh,
Ladies, can I just say one thing? Really sorry, just to butt in. I saw that Robin lifting the lid still in the chat room. Thank you so much, Robin. I work with someone who's a nuclear physicist, and he had some questions, but he wouldn't listen to me. And Robin helped me. He's given me the answers back all from a man, and I'm going to give those to this person. So thank you so much, Robin, for helping me.
Is there any questions from the chat room?
They've just been listening and they comment on what you're saying.
Is there any questions?
I'll ask, like, Marilyn USA, when did Flat Earth hit you?
2.5 years ago. Like I said before, I had a group that met here every Friday night, and one of them said to me, "Did you know that they said the moon landing never happened?" And I said, "What? Oh, come on, you're kidding me." So I looked into it, and while I was there researching that, Flat Earth kept coming up on the screen, and I would just dismiss it and, click off. And the second time I saw it, I thought, well, oh, come on, those poor delusional Christians. And I am a Christian, so I'm not, insulting anyone. But I had also looked into the principle was Robert Sungenis, who believed in the geocentric model, but he was still a glober. And so I knew there was other models, because that one was a working model as well. So the third time I heard it, I said, well, okay, if there's anything to this, there has to be a working model. I was full well expecting not to find what I found. And I found the working model, went right into 200 proofs, and that was it. I was a goner. So my father was a math teacher, which I often say on my videos, and he was a pilot who flew off aircraft carriers. So he was quite a smart man. And my son was a physics major. My son had to do all these complicated calculations in his head, and he got marked off for not showing his work in school because he would do it in his head, and that was difficult for him. So I'm able to understand concepts like this, and it came rather naturally to me. And I was a creationist before this. Like I said, I still am an admin on a creation page. So I've argued evolution. So this was like a big blessing to me to find Flat Earth, which like sealed the Genesis deal. I'm a Genesis girl, and I was just so happy to find it. I walked outside and I looked up and I said, "You are really looking at me with eyeballs." I mean, it's like, it was just so real to me, and I was so blessed by it. So I'm a different person.
It changes, doesn't it? It changes you. Marilyn UK, what about you? When did it hit you?
As I said earlier, Karen, 8, 9 years of age.
Oh, yeah, you did.
My father got 30 years, and then science class, which I'm not mathematics, science. I'm a cooker, a singer, a basic writer, singer, da-da-da. But
that sounds like a Beatles song.
Even they are fake. Anyway, I ain't gonna. That's another subject. No, but 8, 9 years of age, you know, when I said, Miss, where's the water go if we're spinning on a ball? She went, Wisby, get to the back of the class. I shall never forget it. And I didn't realise it until Cosmic Cat, years later, I learnt the University of Life over the years. After my mother passed away, she could see I was very distraught, and she went, Mal, she went, get into, like, look at these videos. And once she put that seed in my head, bless her, I shall never forget, it got me out of all my addictions.
Yep.
Because I was really
Yep.
on the floor, deflated.
Yep. It does
My
that.
mother was the rock with my father. And my father said she's not going into a care home. And we both cared for her. That's what I love about my dad. Although he
The
wasn't
truth,
a home dad.
yeah, but the
When he
truth
got to
sets you
30
free.
years,
See, Marilyn,
my
the
mother,
truth.
I said, where's Daddy gone? She went, he's joined the army. Kidded, another lie.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you imagine?
But the
No
truth sets you
cancer. Look
free,
at,
didn't it, Marilyn?
and
Sets you free.
and the flat Earth, the videos what Cosmic Cat set me on, it calmed me right down. It gave me something to get over my grief after caring for my beautiful mother. We was like sisters. I know men wouldn't understand that, but women would,
Right.
you know. And it opens up. It was brilliant. It was a new rise, a new
Right.
opening.
You were
And I
born
thought,
again.
fuck me. I was born again,
Yeah.
having lived a roller coaster of a lifetime. Honestly, and everyone goes, so what? So what? It's a lie. I said, but acknowledge a lie, acknowledge it, take it full on, and don't be bitter and twisted like a
Right.
lot of flat earthers are on the chat. They're terrible. I wouldn't
Some of
want
the
to spend
flat earthers are the worst ones of all, actually. The
2
flat
weeks
earthers
with
are the
any
nastiest.
flat earthers. They're
Some
like
of them.
women. The way they're like women and globies. We have a lot to contend with, you know, the seriousness, so-called seriousness about globies. We've got a lot of things to battle through. And when you've got flat earthers that are bickering and not embracing one another, we've all got our different opinions, but just c'est la vive. C'est la vive. Let's get it on.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know, someone, you know, a mathematician, scientist about flat Earth go by 2 inches, 2 meters, and you see him squabbling over a pen or whatever. I
A
can't
lot of people
describe.
squabbling over the what shape it is and everything, and none of us know for sure. So we all know we're not moving, and on a spinny ball, we have to pick.
I know you don't like to.
Just get on.
Del,
Cannot
he hit
argue
the
with
nail.
yourself right
Del
now.
from the curve. He said water contains itself, and it does. If you put a water in an egg cup, a saucepan, it stays there. How the fuck is it going to be sticking to a globe when we're supposed to be 1,800 miles in space? It's common sense. No?
Yes.
Is it common sense or what?
Absolutely.
And is the world as big as what they say it is? Because I travelled in 1972, Freddie Laker, the ticket from London to Oakland, San Francisco.
Come here.
Me
Which is
too.
Oakland just
I did that
outside.
in 1979. Carry on.
Freddie Laker. And when I come back, we flew over Greenland. Well, they don't do Greenland no more. He noised the coys.
Come.
He noised it up. They must have leaned on that poor fucker and puts him out of business.
Come. Here, Pip.
I remember that. I remember that. I can't remember if it's because they told us, but I remember that we went over Greenland.
So is the
And we-
oil
Okay,
of the
you're not
petrol
gonna
to
get
take a
hurt.
plane. When we're paying all
We went
that
to
money,
Bangladesh.
they fucked us.
Yeah, we landed in Bangladesh, which is Canada. and we
That's
picked some
right,
more-
bank of money.
And then we flew down to San Francisco.
That's the route I took. It was £170.
Yeah,
It was
Freddie Laker, 1979. My aunt lived in San Jose, California, so I went there for 6
Karen,
weeks.
I am telling the truth. Remember, what's happened to him, they realised, because they were still earning so much money, and this Freddie, what's his name, Laker, started to, and they leaned on him. Shut the fuck up! You're going. We give you X amount of millions of fuck.
Well, they had a
off.
DC-10 crash, didn't they, Marilyn?
You're showing us up, and that's exactly what they did to that poor fucker.
Marilyn.
And they knighted him.
Marilyn UK, do you remember that there was a DC-10 crash? It happened just before I went, like say 2 or 3 weeks before, well, a week, 2 weeks before I went to California myself. They had a crash, a DC-10 crash. That did not help Freddie Laker.
That's what they done. They shoved him right like they done to Tesla. They leaned on Einstein big time. You, Mark, you can't say the truth, because it was flat Earth in the 1930s, if I remember rightly. Martin Linker told me.
Yeah, well, we were flat then, and then we turned into a ball in the 1960s. But can I just ask, Marilyn USA, when did you start getting into your activism, whatever you want to call it? What was the word Marilyn used? She used
seed planting.
Red pilling. Yeah. Well, I was kind of waiting before last year's conference, and I thought, oh, well, I saw somebody out there. Oh, I saw the UK group doing activism or red pilling or whatever. And I thought, oh, well, I wanted to get the banner that they had. I thought that was very good. And so I thought, well, I should get one somewhere I can find. And I thought I'd find something at the conference. That didn't happen. And then I started having meetups, and I just happened to meet up with Dave Gessner of flatearth101.com. And I said, geez, I really like a banner. And he says, I can do all that. And I'm there, oh, wow, that's great. So he said, if you design it, I'll be able to put it in the computer and get it ordered for you. So I designed the banners. I think I've designed all the banners that he has. Oh no, except the upside down things. He likes that. I'm not into that. But yeah, I like the teaching banners. I think you have to show somebody 3 things they don't know, and they'll be curious enough to look into it from that point. But if they think they know it all, you have to tell them 3 things they don't know. That's how you get them.
So what's the 3 things you tell them they don't know then?
Yes, I'd like to.
I start off first with the Flat Earth map. And they usually don't know that the United Nations logo and all of the world organizations use the Flat Earth map, but they leave off Antarctica. Oh, that's a very curious thing. Why would they leave that off? There's a lot of ways they could put it on there. So, yeah, they don't usually know that. They don't know Antarctica goes around the outside edge. They all think it's like, the water falling off the edge kind of thing. That's what we're told on the TV. So they all think that. So no, there's a wall. There is a wall to the bathtub. What else? Oh, I go right into the curvature formula from there, which has, I have a picture of Chicago across Lake Michigan. And then I can go into all of that, many examples, because we've been down to Ocean City, where you can see Wildwood from Atlantic City, which is 32.6 miles away. That should be under 681 feet of curvature. And that's a 68-story building. And so there's a whole lot of things you can go into from that. What else? The reflection on a flat surface is a line. And I even, when I started out, and that was about March or in there, spring of this year, that I got the banners and I started going out. But yeah, I used to make up these little cards. I would get glossy paper and run it off on my computer, four on one sheet, and then cut them in half, or cut it in fours. And I would hand out these little cards to people. And glossy paper, you can tilt it one way, go up to a light bulb, and look, there's only a little spot when it's curved. But when you tilt it the other way and it's flat, you get the line. So you know what reality is. The sunset has a line coming right to your feet. So there's so many things you can go into when you start off with the 200 proofs, and you know, you just go right down. You can get the banners on flatearth101.com and just get out there. I just made up one that's 2 feet wide by 5 feet tall. So one person can carry that anywhere they go, to a flea market or in a mall or somewhere, anywhere. And you can roll it up and put it under your arm. So there's really no excuse anymore, I don't think.
Marilyn and Karen, you know, when you was younger, going along the beach, I used to look out, never dreamed we was on a curve. Never dreamed, you know, that line.
Right.
Never, I knew at an early 7 years of age that it was going out. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't the curve.
Right.
You know,
We've been
walking along
indoctrinated. We've been brainwashed, indoctrinated, that we don't see it. We don't see it. We're not looking for it. We just ignore our senses, our own eyes. We don't even believe our own eyes. I carry a 4-foot level now. When I do all my presentations and I go down to the seashore, I walked up and down the beach with a level. And I said, do you think that ocean there is level, the horizon? Oh, no, look, I think it curves down. Oh, really? Here, hold this up. You know,
Marilyn, Lloyd's of London, they cover all the insurances for shipping liners and containers worldwide. They're the biggest. I live 20 minutes walk to the City of London, Lloyd's of London. I've never read in my 60 years of age, 64, that a ship has gone over whatever,
right.
and Bermuda Triangle, that's another load of bullshit.
I have to go let the dog in, so excuse me for a minute.
Karen.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of any ships going over the so-called curve? I haven't. Have you?
I think what they did was part of this bit where we're not responsible for ourselves. It's another bit where last year I had an election thing, a local one, but I went down there. I was going to spoil my ballot paper, and I actually filmed it, but for some reason it just didn't take. I don't know, the video didn't happen. But I said to this girl, I want to vote, but I don't want to vote for any of them. And I said, there's no box to say I'm voting, but I'm not voting for them. And I said, why isn't that on there? And she said, oh, I don't know. I never thought about that. And I think that's where most of us are. We just don't think, because everything's shoved to you on a computer or a phone or the television.
We
and
never
then people
question.
We're not thinking. That's okay. We're just not thinking. We just don't think.
No,
because everything's been thrown in our face.
We don't question nothing.
That's right. And we're trained not to question. You are shown what's in a textbook, and you are tested on how well you repeat that back. And it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's just a matter of being
indoctrination.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Kids. Sorry to interrupt you, Marilyn. From 2
Can I
years
just say,
old.
Can I just quickly say as well, you already know how it's going to pan out, because the teachers in the school don't teach the children. They just, sorry to any teachers who are nice teachers, but generally teachers have their back to the students. They're writing on the blackboard and everybody's copying and copying and copying and copying, and that's it. How boring. How much of that are they going to remember and learn? And anyway, half of what they're learning is irrelevant anyway.
And especially my son was gifted. So for a gifted child to be in a classroom where they're very ungifted children, it's maddening. They become a problem child. I had to get him out of the public school and into a private school real quick. And he excelled there in the private schools because they want to teach there. But all of them, none of the schools teach flat earth that I know.
No. But
and that's why Anthony Riley, Sleeping Warrior, he, at the last Globe finale, he was saying about indoctrination. Why isn't the school curriculum about the moon and the stars, and why isn't they giving that opposition? And I sent him a text. I said, you've got to go forward with it, because there's questions and answers to everything. So why are our children being indoctrinated? You do as we say, and you've got to do as you please, sort of thing.
Right.
You know, and I said to him, you're very intelligent to put that to the governing education, because flat earth is coming up worldwide. It might be UK, USA, but there's Hungarians, there's Australians, Canadians,
and the
Spanish.
internet is just a wonderful tool for us average people, the commoners.
And Muslims, and all my Muslim friends, they said it's always been flat. They've been suppressed.
Yes.
I can't. I want to cry. Why don't everyone? Why don't teachers teach the openings to our kids? And let them decide.
Well, why do you think?
Got to be?
Why do you think?
One palm.
Why do you think the teachers don't teach right? Why?
Because they're indoctrinated.
Maybe some of them are, but maybe some of them like their cushy jobs. Teachers used to be very low paid, but now that all of this garbage is being put into the school books, they had to up their salaries before they brought out things like Common Core and outcomes-based education. All those things were being brought out, and they had to pay the teachers' salaries, pay them well, so they would not object to the garbage that they had to put in the kids' heads. That's why all the salaries went sky high.
So, Marilyn, don't you think they should change the school curriculum and teach our kids, not my grandchildren, add up, read and write, how to be self-sufficient, self-employed, not be a slave, working for McDonald's, chicken.
We can't have government schools. You can't have federal government schools, especially. No. I think if we had very local schools and they were not connected in any way to a state board of education or a federal board of education.
That's where the core of everything comes from, education. They've messed
Why do you think I'm going to the colleges? That's I even went to the high school. Brilliant. I mean, you've got to go to where the kids are interested in learning.
Well, I'm gonna Roxanne, Cosmic Cat, maybe Karen will come. We do North London, Highbury Grove. Yes. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I
You've
am
got to
so
get-
excited to hear that. I'm excited you're going to go to some schools.
Yes. Yes.
You do it, Marilyn. You go, girl.
Oh, the pennies just dropped. The pennies just dropped.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
music.
the schools.
Hit the
You've
schools.
You've just hit the nail on the head, Marilyn.
No, you did, girl. You got it.
It's the schools. It's not Hyde Park. It's the fucking schools.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I'm sitting there and mind you. Yeah, we've got to go. For all you flat earthers, Roxanne, Cosmic Cat.
Yep.
What's her name with the Roxanne? No. I can't. There's loads of women. That's where we got to hit them.
It doesn't have to be all the women. Everybody, just go to your local schools. I mean, go there. You know, I never expected them. I never expected the school board to say, hey, this is great, Marilyn. We're going to teach it tomorrow. No, but I'm holding them accountable. See, as soon as you tell them the truth, they are accountable to the truth. So I told them the truth. And now I'm just kind of waiting for all the parents to catch on to this. And then when they do, you're going to see dozens coming down on that school board saying, Marilyn told you in 2018. So why is it a whole freaking year and you have done nothing? That's what I want to see. That's what I'm waiting to see.
Brilliant. Pennies just dropped tonight. That's where it's at.
That's where it's at.
That's where it's at. Because when my book came out, 2001, I said, let me go in. They held me back. They didn't want me to educate the young kids growing up about crime, drugs,
No, they don't. It's a racket. The prisons are a racket. The prisons are a racket.
Yeah.
They get government money for all that, even if it's a government prison, like in Pennsylvania, they say it's still a government thing, but there are private, and they're private ones, and the judges are in on it. They get kickbacks for sending prisoners. So that's been proven. That's been proven.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They'd be out of a job.
Well, they get kickbacks. I mean, you know, it's a business. They're running it like a business, just like the United States is a corporation. What kind of crap is that?
It's the same as UK.
Yep.
I said to someone today, I said, we used to be 10 years behind. Because I loved your country in the 80s. I have to say it. When a dollar was a dollar.
Right.
But today, I went, we are not 10 years behind. We are so close, UK to USA.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
I know. Well, and that's because it's one world government already. We just don't know it. Ever since the Antarctic Treaty, there has never been a legitimate war. The Antarctic Treaty united all the governments. Even if it was before that, there was probably wars that were not legit. I mean, I don't have any anger towards anybody else.
You can't trust any of the past to know what the real truth was anymore, because it seems in the early 1900s, a lot of electric cars and vans, these things could go nearly 100 miles an hour and last a long time on their batteries. Okay,
Karen, there's so many young.
A minute, let me get the First and Second World War that destroys most of Europe's infrastructure, and you're wondering now whether that was part of it anyway. Then we come out of that. We've got television, we've got going to the moon, which is all fake, and then we've got time savings, and they actually turned us into a ball properly in the 1960s, only 60 years ago. But just to add, it's only the Western world that believe in a globe. All the natives, all the Native Americans, they all
the Muslims,
the
Hindus.
Yes.
They all believe in flat Earth.
Yes.
And they've been pushed. the Red Indians from America, they know all of us have been suppressed worldwide.
I think the laugh is on us because a lot of us would like their knowledge and wisdom now, and they've been made fun of for that very reason, probably, so that we don't ever go to them.
Well,
And
sure.
we're stuck on this spinning ball doing Mach 80, which is just rubbish. We're not moving.
Right. That's right.
No,
And that's the way the government trains us. They mock things that, you know, they don't want us to go there and look at it or get involved in it. They mock it. The same thing with if they don't want us to explore on the world somewhere. Oh, the Bermuda Triangle. That's where all the rockets are. They're in the that's a rocket graveyard. What else? Antarctica. Oh, it's so freezing cold. It's 10,000 below zero there. You'll die. You'll die. You know,
we're living on a theory, aren't we? All that stuff that we've been told.
A theory. We're just taking their word for it. We're just.
And yet our common senses
and a line and sinker. Yes.
It's just completely different. If you just wake up and realize, there's someone in the chat room who is questioning flat Earth, like I'm a glober, but I'm not here to argue, sort of thing. But I mean, just go to an expanse of water, take a camera, and if you've got, say, 10, 20 miles away, and you can zoom into their feet, you know for sure yourself.
Right.
That we're not on a ball.
Right. That's right. They don't even want to look, though. They're afraid to even look at it. What does that tell you? I often tell people when I give them a card, I say, here, go home, put this in, type in this, website, and nobody will ever know you looked into it. I tell them that.
Brilliant.
They feel safe. They're here, just take it home, look it up on your own. Don't, you know.
Well, it was a good program, wasn't it? The Globe, if you know what I mean. It's programmed billions of people to believe that space
if you can't get a large one,
making a complete reality that doesn't exist and making people believe in something that's not real, and that's taking your freedom away and putting millions of dollars. We've got our own space program, so America's obviously is bigger, but imagine that funneling all that money. Why not just tell us the truth where the money's really going? And
because the truth is like standing on a rock. It's in the Bible. I'll bring that up. It says if you're standing on lies, it's like standing on sinking sand, like quicksand. You can't get strong footing. You can't build anything. You can't even say, you can't put your arms up and say no. But if you're standing on truth, if you're standing on truth, you are standing on a rock. And you can build and you can be strong. And they don't even want us to know what the truth is because we will get strong. We will know. It's a mind thing.
Yeah, and also they don't want us to be independent, do they? They want a nanny state because if we start thinking for ourselves, we start communicating different, our vibrations change, our consciousness change. Because they're awake and they don't want us coming together.
Yes, I listened to your program that you had those guys on last night. I listened to that this morning. And yes, there's a lot to that. I was involved with the legal system a little bit because of, I told you earlier, they took, something out of my deposition. But there's a different legal language too. You have to learn the language if you want to be a lawyer. And you can talk about somebody right in front of their face and they'll never know it. It's like, it's really disgusting and perverse. It's not honest at all.
It's disgusting to do this to the people.
Yes.
But what it is most people don't realize is it's not just one sect of people that have been turned against each other. So everybody's got their story of whatever. It's that everybody hates each other.
Right. Right.
If you excuse me, ladies, listen, if you allow it to, if you've got your heart and soul and you have empathy and not selfishness in this world, you can go forward. But too many egos, the know-it-alls and want-it-alls, it ain't happening.
Well, that's very true.
That's the globe world, egos.
That's true.
No, it's not the globe. It's not the globe. It's called humanity.
Yeah, but that's in the globe system. I mean, because of the globe system, and like you're
Yeah.
saying,
No,
nobody
the
knows how to
globe
look after
system.
each other, no
the
one's
glo-
taught this,
listen,
no one's taught that, and they're
listen,
just taught to have egos and think that I've got to be on 18 million
Karen,
pounds.
the
That
globe
makes me a rich person.
the globe system is suppressed, and we're all imprisoned. Facts.
We are.
Worldwide
Yeah, I
countries.
agree.
We're imprisoned, and they've fucked us all up. Do you understand what I'm saying? They fucked us. They won't let us. They won't let us breathe and go to another country and live and respect that country.
You said something else earlier, Marilyn, about the fact that, or one of you did, about there's not just the alternative in the schools. You know, when you're learning to be a receptionist, you have to learn all these different systems that don't even exist anymore because they were there, they're not there now. But you still have to learn it all. But there's no alternative. There's no. It's almost like
humanity. There's no grace, empathy, nothing. You got to work by their rules, and it's so shit now. And I've done a lot of volunteering amongst the community. Trust me, I have. And it's diabolical. It's diabolical. And all of them worldwide need shooting. Honestly.
I agree. Because we think we're 2018, we're so futuristic.
We're going backwards.
Yeah.
America, England, India, everyone's been we're treated like slaves. Slaves. Please believe me, you're slaves. They don't teach kids to be entrepreneurs unless you go to their club. Unless you go, all they want you to do is be in my day it was a copy typist, 16 grand a year. They don't want people to be self-entrepreneurs. Trump did it with his TV program.
But Trump,
He's a business.
look, you don't get to
listen.
No, you don't get to a position of power without.
Listen. Trump is the best thing that's ever happened to the United States of America. I lived over there for 2 years in the 80s, and I know. Everyone goes, he's this, he's that. But I said, he's on the ball. He helped a black man in Vegas that was struggling, homeless. But they don't say that, mainstream media, about what he done. He helped him. He got him on his feet. He just come out of jail, homeless, a boxer, big black man. Sorry to say black, but I'm saying it. He helped communities in New York before he was even president. People say he owes a lot of money. So fucking what? He's putting USA on the map. He's getting the wheels in. I wish Theresa May wasn't such a man.
Yeah, but we're talking about that system again, though, aren't we, Marilyn? They're all in the system, all of them. They're only puppets.
Are they? Are they?
I always leave room for that because I don't trust any of them. If even Trump, I'm going to say this. He would not have been allowed to have all that he has if he was not playing their game. Now, how it turns out, I don't know. I guess I have a little bit of hope that he's not totally corrupt like the system is, but I'm not holding my breath. I am not going to hold my breath.
But look, his back's against the wall. He's got to the man is a proper man. He's a businessman.
I hope so. I hope so.
Listen,
I think with the people that have got to do something about it this time, the politicians and anybody in that way has been rough. They've not sorted anything out, and we're worse off today. All the big wigs have the money. The people don't have the money. The people aren't even looked after. It's terrible here in the UK trying to get a house. And the rents now, they say to you, you can't have a mortgage, but then the renting is twice as much as a mortgage. It's just ridiculous.
They're greedy, horrible swinehoods.
Right.
They're
Schweinhund.
horrible.
Good word.
Yeah, they're
Schweinhund.
horrible.
Yes.
They're horrible, greedy. Until it needs, I believe it might. I've had a couple of drinks, but Putin, Trump are going to hold the world together. I'm sorry. They could obviously.
Yeah, they're going to
they've got
make
their
it
own
look like that.
psyche.
I'm really sorry. I think that if Trump was a real person, he'd have already
No,
have stood up by now.
listen,
He'd have already
Karen,
stood up.
Karen,
He already knew before he
listen,
became president. He was black.
Karen,
He would have stood up before now. What's the point of
Karen,
carrying something on for years
Karen.
more time without just standing there and telling the truth? He could do it now, today, right now.
Yes.
Karen,
I agree.
Karen, the mainstream media is not on his side. The mainstream media is not on. When you've got people in bed worldwide that are so wealthy, they own us all. That poor bastard, he ain't got mainstream media on his side. Only Fox gives
And
a little
not
bit
not
about.
even that. I don't even think even that. So I don't know.
It's-
I've got a little bit of hope. I've got just a little bit of hope where he's concerned, where any politician is concerned. So I hope that he is being true. I hope you're right on that. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I think we need to get out there and everyone needs to talk about flat earth. I want everybody to raise their right hand, put their left hand over their heart and say, I will speak to one person a day about flat earth. That's what I want to happen. And that's the only way this is going to happen. It has to be a ground up revolution. It has to be us out there hitting the streets, telling the truth. That's what has to happen. Okay. So where that's concerned, I'm going to here. I have two things to say. There's a rally in Philadelphia on December 8th. And we are going to be having two little speeches. And then we're going to be walking down Market Street to a flea market type craft fair where there's 80 tables. And we are all going to be flat smacking about flat earth to everyone there in Philadelphia. And then after that, for about 2 or so hours, then we'll go to a restaurant or something. But
can we do a link up, Marilyn?
You mean go live?
Yes, from Hyde Park on the 25th.
Oh, sure.
On a Sunday.
Well, I'm going to be at Dave Gessner's birthday party that day.
Then you can say to them. Then you can say you're talking to UK.
Yes, okay. Sure.
Roxanne Globe Deniers.
That's fine. Whatever she wants to do, we'll be happy to do that.
You can arrange that afterwards, though, can't you?
Listen, while we've got this internet and they ain't going to shut us down, it's only going to take an hour. They'd love it. Your people, our people, talking to United States, UK.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Why don't you suggest that? And we'll talk about that.
25th of November, we're going Hyde Park, all the posse, all the crew. It's not a cult. I don't like the word cult.
No, it's fine.
It reminds me of Charlie Manson.
Oh, gosh. So then there's one more thing.
Is it? It's not a cult. It's the crew.
No, it's truth. Absolute truth. We have another event going on 5/11, May 11th. We picked that. It's if you look in the Bible, it's called Ephesians 5:11, and that says have nothing to do with the evil deeds of this world, rather expose them. So that we picked that day to go out
Marilyn UK, we can hear you.
We picked that day to go out and expose any of the lies that we are against, like vaccines or chemtrails or flat earth or the globe earth, So that's a day that we're working up to. So, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, because unfortunately, though, you can't just stop at one thing with flat earth, is it? It covers everything, and it is everything. Yes. It's our history, politics, medication, schooling, money. Yes. It's everything. Television, going to the moon, all that stupid stuff about going to Mars.
Right.
It's not that big, but it isn't that far away what we see. So it's
Right.
rubbish. And I think all those people with great big observatories need to go
Exactly.
as well. Because what lies? They're saying that the stars are trillions of miles away. Light
Just
years away.
nonsense.
What
Just
a
nonsense.
And don't you think the sun's changed the colour? I do. Don't you, Marilyn?
Well, I think it's 9.3 miles away. I've been telling that in my teaching, and it makes people really think. I can't prove that, but I always say that's my theory on that, and it makes the kids think. Oh my, how could it be that close? You know?
USA, I've got something to say to you. We had Martin Leakey on the other day, you know, and he's doing massive research. And what he reckons is we've only been about, 8 miles down? You can only go 8 miles up. And so your sun would be just about there
Really?
inside. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Because I had no idea. I just kind of felt that was the right number. So,
Yeah,
But
if you
don't
watch
you,
the Martin
don't-
Leakey hangout, he'll explain it. Or
Yeah.
actually, he'll explain it on that hangout. But again, you know, Enslaved by No Media, he is seeing that the planes are not as high up as they say.
right. That's right. And we have a video of some airplane that looked out of their window down on a very dark cloud, and you could see the circle of the sun there in the cloud. And I thought, well, holy cow, then it must be really close. So I just, I thought, well, these people, I know the people, they make up these fantastic numbers, like millions and millions. And, that came right over from evolution. They always said millions and millions of years. Well, with the cosmology, it's millions and millions of miles. So years to miles, I mean, it's not hard to understand that they just add those zeros on the end. So that's why I think it is 9.3.
Take the zeros off, and
Right.
then it's 90. Oh, I see what you're saying. So
That's
93 million miles away ends up being 9.3 miles.
That's what I think. Yep.
but don't you think the colour's changed?
Oh, it's
It's
possible.
like the sun. It used to be glowing yellow.
Yes, it might
now
be.
it's
It's
white.
possible. Well, what are they
That's probably
spraying?
chemtrails, isn't it? And all the
Yes.
things that they're rubbing up in the sky, because the sun isn't that far. Well, the rendering we're seeing isn't very far away, so maybe it's the chemtrails are doing things.
Yes, I think so too, Karen. Yeah.
But don't you think they have weather change? We never used to have weather like this in November, Karen. It's so warm.
Well, it's changed so much. I mean, it has been cold. It's not as cold. It was cold about a week ago, or a few days ago, and now it's warmed up a tiny bit. But Marilyn in the USA, we're not talking about Florida kind of weather. It's still cold. It's just that they used to say, get a really cold spell in November, and then the winter isn't too bad. But we don't really get a winter. We just get, well, it is a winter, but it's just wet and murky and cold and cloudy for months.
Yeah, we have 3 inches of snow today in Pennsylvania. That's unusual for being this early in the season.
Marilyn, we've had an Indian summer in November. It's saved on the gas bill.
We did have Marilyn USA. We did have a really nice summer this summer. We did have weeks. She had a summer for the first time since the 80s. It was very hot when I was a teenager in the 80s, and we haven't had weather like that since then.
Yeah, we had a scorching summer. I think it was very, very hot.
It was Karen. I wonder how much UK paid for this lovely weather.
Yeah, I sort of know, because they can seed it, can't they? I mean, I've seen things where for your wedding, they can put things in the sky so you don't have clouds. And that just shows you how local everything is then, doesn't it? Yeah.
So when Merkel has her baby next spring, the weather's going to be baking hot. Guarantee it.
What did you say? Merkel?
When Harry's wife has her baby next year, I bet it's going to be brilliant sunshine.
Oh.
She means Prince Harry's wife.
Okay.
Yes, Prince Harry's wife.
Well, you
When
said
she has,
you said Merkel. I'm the only Merkel I know is Angela Merkel in Germany, and I thought she's too old to have a baby.
no,
I thought she was saying that. Oh dear. Whoa.
Meghan Merkel, isn't it? Meghan Merkel.
Oh, her name's just gone out of my brain, and I've been watching a bit of her lately because she's
Princess
all over.
Meghan Merkel. Well, she was before she married Prince Harry.
Okay.
That's Windsor. I guarantee you, once that baby's born, it's going to be brilliant. So all you Americans, you've got to come over to UK for the birth
Oh,
in the
Oh.
spring.
I'll be running over there to see that.
I'll put you up, and
But you know, isn't that caught in that horrible thing with the sort of lying politicians, puppets, and all the rest? Most people, even working at NASA, don't have any idea. They still believe what they're doing. And yeah, I just feel it's a bit like, I see where Enoch comes in now, lifting the veil. Because
Yes.
it's like everybody's looking at the television screen.
Enoch Powell.
And we
Enoch
can find
Powell.
it.
Book of Enoch.
Enoch Powell.
No, the Book of Enoch, in the fact that there's, it talks about the veil. It's all about the veil. The veil
Yes.
is seen behind the crap.
Yes.
But once you go
Okay.
flat, you can't go back. You can't.
Right.
You can't. Once you go flat, you can't glow back.
No.
It's so true that.
But
Anyway,
it's a bit like,
I'm going to love
Look at
you
your
and leave
face.
you, ladies.
Okay.
I'm going to go to sleepy base.
Well, I was I
medication.
want to thank you for having me invited on here, Marilyn. That was lovely, and I'm so glad I got to talk to you.
That's very nice compliment, Marilyn. And anytime you want to come over to UK, you're more than welcome. I'm sure me and Karen and Cosmic Cat can accommodate you.
I was there in 2009, went to Edinburgh, I saw the tattoo. I came with my sister's church, and we did a tour of the churches. So we went to Iona, went to, didn't get to London proper, but I love it over there. I just love it.
Well, I walking distance, 20 minutes city of London, and I'll take you to the proper sights of London.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yes, you've got to come over here, and I'm sure Karen, between us and Cosmic Cat, will put you up. You ain't got to pay a
we've
penny.
got some peers here. A good one would be Brighton.
Okay, very
Karen
good.
will take you to Pillsbury Hill.
Silbury Hill.
Karen?
Yes.
Silbury Hill, where we've got a pyramid, yeah.
I left my heart down Silbury Hill.
I think that's Blueberry. Okay, Marilyn.
Marilyn, thanks for having me.
You have a nice night and sleep tight.
Thank you, Marilyn UK, and thank you for being,
I love you dearly.
And being a
and
son.
Say hello to everyone.
Thank you so much as well for that.
Okay.
Kiss, 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 Marilyn.
Bye-bye.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye, darling. Thank you, Marilyn.
Okay.
Hey.
Are you going to go off? Are you going to, Karen, are you going to go off now, or what? Do you want to
talk for a little bit longer if you wanted to?
Well, only if there were some questions in the chat, or if you had something you wanted to talk about, or.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's it like with your friends and family around you? Is your friends and family into flat Earth, or are you quite alone? Like most of us, our family think we're crazy, unfortunately.
Totally alone. My youngest daughter, she does not reject me, but she is not coming out. She's in her last year of college, and so she's not like really supportive of it. But she doesn't fault me. She doesn't, reject me for it. My family, you'll have to watch one of my videos I put on my channel about relatives. And there I explain what happened at my family reunion and how they really treated me terribly. So you should watch that and you'll hear the whole story. But after I made that video, I wrote it on a postcard that some of the 4x6 cards I hand out. And I was able to put a label on there and a stamp. I went to the post office and got it all cleared. And on the back, I put the label with removable labels so they could see the card after they removed the label. And I said, type in this web address and listen to the video I made just for you. And I send it to a lot of my relatives who were at that reunion. So I wanted them to see what they did not ask and the things that went on there that they may not have seen or heard. So, yeah, I think we need to, if somebody is going to criticize you, don't back off. Do what Rush Limbaugh said. If you're speaking the truth, don't back off. Shout it louder. And that's the kind of attitude we need to have. That's what love does. Love makes you push on further. Love makes you want them. I mean, you see the train coming down the tracks. Are you going to just walk away? No. You have to say, get the heck off the track. You have to make him important for them. You have to make them see. So do whatever you can with your relatives. I know with your family, you're always scorned and treated the worst. So it's a shame, but that's the way it is. So that's all I have to say.
It's not their time, but it is amazing that some of us, a lot of us and more, but some of us have woken up and see it for what it is.
Yes.
And other people don't see it at all. I find that crazy.
Yeah.
Now for me, as I've woken up, I think anybody who's in flat Earth has been pretty awake all their life, pretty sensitive,
questioning. Yes.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah, I did. I think maybe we just didn't know how deep the questions went. I mean, or how deep the deception went, that we should have questioned the ground we were standing on. That's pretty bad, So
it's crazy though, isn't it? When you think, I mean,
wow.
Like Earth is just like, well, it's like going to school, isn't it? Even if we don't know everything yet, the things that I've learned, the things that I've understood, and every day I'm learning. And
yes,
well, I
think it's exciting. It's exciting, though. Look at it that way, that it's an exciting time to be alive because there is something new coming at you. And people ask me questions when I'm out at these campuses, and I don't have all the answers. And I say, well, I don't have that answer, but you know what? I keep looking for them. And and sometimes I just hold the level up and I say, no matter what you're questioning, you still cannot find curvature. And some kids laughed, oh, you always go back to that. I'm there, well, that's step one. If you don't hit step one, how can you go to step two? So that. Without a doubt, there's no curvature. So just hold that up and stand on that. And, that's all you really need is 3 things. And say, I have to go now, but here, look it up yourself. Here's the card. Take it. Look it up.
Marilyn, I think you're pretty good on your activism when you're out talking to those people. I think you're pretty damn good.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
And I applaud people like you because it is a patience.
Yeah.
I think I prefer it with those that have woken up. I'm better with them. Yes.
And Richard said that he was an introvert and, he doesn't go out because he's an introvert. And I said, well, talk to Dave Gessner at Flat Earth 101 because Dave has gone out with me. We went to Times Square, New York. I picked him up and we drove up there and we had a whole big group getting us there at Times Square. And Dave was there and he ended up talking to some people. He usually just likes to hand the cards out. And I would say, oh, yeah, come over to the banners. And then he would catch a couple people. I caught him talking to people. I'm there. Wow. So you can change. You can come out of your shell. You can love people enough that you're willing to take abuse. You don't have to take the abuse, but if they mock you or laugh, it's not you they're laughing at. It's the idea of the globe and the flat earth and the whole thing. It's like, it's all jumbled up in there, and it's like these electrical firings are shooting at each other, and you can't, it's either going to be painful or you're going to laugh it off. So you start to think, this is what they're going through. We can't forget where we came from. We cannot forget the process that we went through in order to get here where we are now. If we forget that, then we will never go out and get mocked. We'll never go do that. But somebody loved us enough once. So how can we not love somebody else in return? That's the old pass it forward thing. Pass it forward. Love shared is love doubled.
But you know what? You can't make anybody. Everybody has to find it themselves.
Yeah,
and
but
sometimes you do have to walk on, because
right.
as I'm a very sensitive person, I can't be around hundreds of walls getting all funny with me because I just don't like it anymore.
Right. Yeah, I don't like going to concerts or anything like that. I don't like a huge crowd like that. But I don't mind.
Those that really woken up, don't argue, don't talk about egos, don't worry about ego stuff. We just get on. And the one thing that keeps us together is that we want the truth. And there is no worry about all these things.
Right. That's right. Last night I was on with Roxanne. I guess that show will come out soon. But they asked if and Robin was on too. They asked if I go to church anymore. And I said, no. I was squeezed out of 2 churches because of flat earth. And to my Christian friends out there, you have to realize that the pastors are being trained in the seminaries, and the seminaries have been taken over. So any pastors are not going to be preaching scripture. They're not going to be preaching truth. And the whole Bible is all about truth against lies, good against evil. That's the whole thing. The whole kit and caboodle is about that. So how can you not talk about that? I mean, all they're preaching now is be nice and don't offend anybody. That's what it means to be a Christian. Well, where does it say that in the scriptures? It doesn't say that. So how can you even go to a church? It's like Jesus himself said, if you're lukewarm, I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. You have to take a stand. You have to choose, and you have to do one or the other. What are you going to be? What are you going to do? And so if you don't stand for truth, he's going to spit you out, But the 2 churches,
the way I look at it, though, Marilyn, on that is, who says what God has planned for you? Only you and Creator. It's not down here with the humans writing it. It's not.
Right. That's right. And truth and love and life. Those are the 3 things I worship. I follow those 3 things: truth, love, and life. And
it's a little bit though, isn't it, when you're given all this sort of freedom, if you know what I mean, and this wake up, that you turn around with all these people you spent years with, and they all look, sorry, the word foreign. You've got nothing in common with them anymore.
Yes. How could they go through life? You go through life with these people, your relatives and whatnot, and it's like they haven't even lived the same life that you lived. It's like, where were they? What happened? I mean, so we woke up.
Marilyn, I'm pretty sure that you're there anyway, because this is why you're here and you do what you do. You have to know who you are. And if you don't, you cannot fathom anything else out. Everything else will just be all over the place. So you have to know who you are. Those that are really waking up know who they are as a person.
Exactly.
Once you know that and you've sorted yourself out, then you can start helping the whole.
Right. That's right. So hurry up, you people, and figure out who you are so you can get out there and tell somebody.
Yeah.
Because I'm all about, that's the only way this is going to win. That's the only way we're going to get anywhere, is if everybody's hitting the streets, talking to strangers. That's the only way. It's not going to come through the TV. You can give up on that.
What's the thing you hate the most with the lies? What's it like really like gets you the most with the lies?
Lies are very destructive. And lies, with that legal stuff we were in, lies hurt my children. And nothing made me madder than that. That's what I hate, is the child abuse and how destructive lies can be. So the only way you can protect people is telling the truth. And even if it hurts their feelings, they will know that it's the truth. So I don't care about hurting somebody's feelings. Feelings, you cannot stand on feelings. Feelings change from minute to minute. You have to stand on truth. So.
I was going to say something now, and it's gone out of my brain.
Oh, no. Brain fart.
Hang on. It's just gone out of my brain.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it.
Well, I think, let me just, I'll finish.
What's the thing you, oh, carry on then, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what's the thing you love the most?
Oh, I love the most about truth? It's very freeing. And you experience a self-assuredness that you've never felt before. Even when I was a Christian, all those years, many years ago, even though I studied evolution and, talked to atheists about how wrong and evolution was a lie and all that, even through all that, I still, flat earth meant something so much deeper. I didn't realize I could go deeper, but you can. And it's so fulfilling, and my cup overfloweth. It's very joyful. Absolutely. Yep.
I think for some reason though, this whole program we're in, it's all not about thinking. I mean, I'm a bit like it myself. We've got our mobile phones. We sit looking down. No one's looking at each other's faces. They're all looking down at our phones. We're not talking to each other anymore.
Right.
This is what they want. This is part of the program.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we need to bring back the front porches. When I grew up, my parents, our family, and there was like 4 families, and we all had children about the same ages. And it seemed like every week, either we'd go visit one of them, or they'd go visit another one, or they would come to our house. We were all like visiting each other. We had, there wasn't just sitting in front of the television. And now it's totally different. We're all like hermits in our caves. It's horrible.
I think that all that past means something different now you've woken up. It's all different anyway. None of that means what you thought it meant.
Right. I don't watch television at all.
I meant with people, the whole thing.
Oh,
like,
with people.
What you had, or this basis of something. But now you know what you know. Even if you could go back and know what you know now, it would have still changed everything.
Yes, it would have. Yes. It would have been better.
For anybody else, but I know you go out and do your activism, but I bet you spend more time at home. I don't want to go out there and spend time with alcoholics in the globe world doing this. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to be part of it. I used to be so social. I had a social club. I've had 4 children. I've had other children stay here that see me like a mom. I'd go out loads. I just don't want to partake in it anymore.
Well, when you go out now, you're not going to be social. You are not a social person anymore, because social means you will not offend anybody, and you will just be nice, and you will not challenge anybody's thinking. You will not be a light in the darkness. That's what social means. Now you have the light in you, and you are a beacon. And you go out, it can't help but come out. No matter, if you're an atheist or what, as soon as you know flat earth, you can't help but talk about it. You can't help it. So you're not going to be social. Social means, let's just go party and drink it up, that kind of thing or whatever. But no, I can't do that. I can't.
I remembered I was going to say money. If money was just money, it would be okay. But money has become more important than the people. Money is the power. Money is everything. And that's the mistake. It's the people that are the most important, not the money. Money
Right.
is money. But unfortunately, it's the other way around. Money's the most important thing.
I have a wonderful car, and it's a 1991. My mother has a nice car. It's a 2006. I'm not one for, needing fancy things. I go to thrift stores, and you know what? I am so excited when I find a garment that has the tag still on it. I think I'm, hotsy tots there, and it's fun to get something at, half price. I would never pay any full price store stuff anymore. I don't need those things. I don't have a desire to be society girl. That's not me.
So if you've got a message for anybody, what will that message be?
Pay it forward. Hit the streets, talk to strangers, get to know what the joy of sharing truth with people, because it is very joyful. No matter what you have to go through to get. The last place I was at was Delaware County Community College. 3 kids came up to me and said, I'm a flat earther. I've done my research and I agree with you. And the one girl was so sweet. I just wanted to encourage you. I'm there. Oh, thank you. It's like, so yeah, it's all worth it. And there's another Bible story that Jesus left the flock to go find the one sheep that was lost. And don't we all have a picture of that? The little lamb in the brambles, and that's what it's about. If you find one person that you can get them interested in looking into it, it's all worth it. All worth it. So
my computer was going. Yeah. Well, again, you spend rather a long time trying to help other people, don't you?
There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of joy in that. So why would I deprive myself of a blessing? That's true. So true. You don't know what you guys are missing if you're not going out there. You don't know. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
When you actually think about the information that we've been told, it's absolutely stupid. It's stupid.
Yes.
How can we be going in 3 different directions?
Yes.
0 at the poles, but 1,000 miles at the equator, traveling anti-clockwise with the moon on that one, doing Mach 80.
Yes. Yes. And until somebody told you we were all a society. We were all just going along to get along. That's what society does. That's what it dictates. It has these rules, and you don't buck the rules. You don't push. You don't interject something that's not going to go along smoothly. Everyone is under the impression that peace is the absence of conflict. And that's not the definition of peace. Peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is the presence of truth. When you're in a courtroom and there's 2 people, oh, this and that, and this and that, and finally somebody says the truth, doesn't everybody go, oh, like it all like, oh, the air clears and everybody knows what the answer is. And, there's no more talking back and forth anymore. The truth has solved it. That's what this is. Peace is not the absence of conflict. It's the presence of truth.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to say very much, but we have Lady Co-Pilot who comes on sometimes. She has been treated so badly, and this is why people are a bit loath to come forward and go, oh, I'm a flat
I understand. I understand that. Absolutely.
Needs to be more of us. I mean, there probably is. There's a lot of quiet ones now, but but I think it's beginning to change, isn't it? Because we've got people like Roxanne she went to a school with her last the end of the Globe Live tour. You've had I mean, in a sense, when you think how long Flat Earth's been here again, because obviously they took it away for 20 years, so that's why people think, what is this flat earth? They don't know because they've not been grown up with it. But you know, things have changed. If you actually think about where we were last year and where we're this year, massive changed. Really, it has. But people have been awake for a few years. We just want the change to hurry up.
Yes. Yes, we're impatient for that, but it won't happen unless everybody gets out there and starts talking. You know, like I said to Rich, you just take the cards along. When you go for your coffee, slip it in where the stirrers are. You know, just slide these cards in a Star Wars box of toys at the store. Slip it in there. You're doing something. Somebody's going to see that and they're going to say, what? It takes somebody 3 times seeing it before they take it seriously. So if they see that card, that's number 1. So then all it takes is number 2 and 3. So you're one step closer to taking it seriously. So they mean a lot. Those cards, they mean a lot. Just saying one thing, say the word flat earth. When I'm at a craft fair or something and people are walking down the street, they don't stop, but they read on the banner, it says flat earth. And I say it out loud, flat earth, flat earth. They hear it. So, and the Bible says faith come by hearing. So it goes in their ear. It's in there. You can't get it out. So don't be afraid to just flat earth, you know, just say it out loud.
Well, when it came to me, it was like December 2015, but I'd not long left like 9/11 and I'd spent 3 years on that and still didn't have the answers that I wanted. You know, you think you're going to get to the end, but you don't. I think I probably do. I think people are walking around on the truth still in New York, but don't realise it is under the pavements. There are pipes and things which they still haven't taken up. And if someone dug it up, they'd see it. But that's what I think. But yeah, I just got to that and I thought, flat earth? No, not something else. And then, of course, something happened. A few weeks later, there I was, the first video. I think it was Water One. And I just thought, oh, right, we're flat. We're not a ball.
Yeah.
But it took me a few months from the first sort of point. So you might find that some people are a bit like that. It might take 2 or 3 months or a year or something, and then they find that they're into it.
Well, we're all in the closet because it's a little bit scary because you think, oh, well, wait a minute. I mean, am I wrong? You know, could I possibly not know? You know, am I making a mistake? Yeah, everyone thinks, and I think they have gotten their authority so ingrained in us that they would never lie. And what is it? They have a law that says the public school cannot teach something that's not true. And I brought that up to the school board. And I think they put that law in there only to give them more authority and credibility. So we don't question them, but so they can say, but there's a law that says we can't teach it unless it's the truth. So that's why we don't question the textbooks. But that's what we need to do because they are lying about a lot of things, not just the flat earth.
What does it say to society after the fact that you're being told that you're in a democracy or you've got all these freedoms and freedoms to be yourself and all that? If the rest of society, someone goes, I'm a flat earther, and they think, cut them off to the asylum. What's happened?
Yeah. Oh, I've gotten that a lot on my channel. People will leave comments. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. Anybody who goes to my channel, they will not see any curse words. They will not see any people calling me crazy or any of that. I delete you. And if you do it again, then you're off my channel. I hide everything that you put up. So I don't tolerate any of that kind of garbage. You don't come to my house and wipe your feet on my rug. You know, that's not happening. You're going to stay out. You stay out of my channel. You want to come to my channel and say, oh, well, you know, don't forget you can say this. Now, that's a good comment. Yeah, you can do that. But I'm going to also tell you, okay, if you can tell me to say that, then what are you saying on your channel, on your videos? Because you should be out there doing that. If you can put yourself in my shoes, then you need to be out there. See, because you're visualizing yourself doing it. That's what you know about human nature and how a human mind thinks. They're putting themselves in your shoes. So they should be doing it, right? Right.
I have to say, though, my parents are probably the most indoctrinated on the globe. I did remember trying to tell my mum a couple of months ago, like, Mum, we're on a flat plane. She doesn't know, doesn't care, doesn't know about my channel or this channel, Sun and Moon. And she said, I know we're on a globe. I know we're on a, I know we're on a ball. And I was thinking, okay, then I'm not bothering to bring any of that up then.
Right. Right. It's tough. It's very tough. She'll have to hear it from somebody else, and
they won't.
And then she'll say, "Oh, my daughter was so smart. She knew this years ago, or whatever." So
it would be amazing. I don't think any of us would believe it if we turn the news on tomorrow and the headlines are, "By the way, everybody, guess what? The Earth is flat."
Wouldn't that be something?
And then you might find millions of more people come out and parties in the street.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? I don't suspect they'd party too soon.
It's pretty dire at the moment, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people are feeling very nervous about the state of our world. Our world is going in a downward spiral. I think they know that there's something coming. They can feel there's something coming. And I don't know.
Yeah, what it is they're going to take the windows out of aeroplanes.
No,
like that, isn't it? Instead of just telling us the truth. But
yeah.
I suppose it's a bit like, well, I don't want to really equate it to this, but you know that they say tobacco gives people cancer, but they already produced a tobacco that didn't. But they couldn't introduce that one because everybody else who got cancer would then be absolutely, well, you imagine how many law cases there'd be.
Oh,
so
my.
It's Earth, I think. But I think Trump, what is he waiting for?
I don't know. That's why I am just, I'm holding my breath. There's a little bit of hope there, but I'm not going to hold my breath about it because
any person's going to get it. It's him. He's got an aeroplane. He knows 9/11 was fake. But again, now he's president. Why isn't he uncovering what happened in his country?
Well, they shot JFK, didn't they? And he's got children and grandchildren, doesn't he?
So what was the point of him being there then? Isn't that everybody takes when they're politicians? That's
what Flat Earth has done, has made me question what's going on where he's concerned. I don't know. I just know I'm not going to depend on any politician to get the truth out there. If it is to be, it's up to me. And that goes for every one of you out there.
I think the slower way is that what we do is we start voting for them, because when you vote for them, even if you don't realizing it, you're giving your yes to anything they want to do. And you're not actually signing for that, but that's what you're doing.
Consent.
When you go, I'll have that person, then tick, they win. They're not They're not going to help you. They're only going to do what they want to do, and they're going to do all these horrible things behind your back. So the only way, surely, if we stop voting for them, there'll be a I can't think of the word now, sorry. No vote of no confidence.
Right. Yes, and we have no confidence. Our local politician here, he has a breakfast every 6 months or something, and you can go to this breakfast. And you know what happens? And it just came clearly to me. People ask him questions. I'm there, well, wait a minute. He's our representative. Shouldn't he be asking us the questions? I mean, how else is he going to know what we want? But he's trained us to look to him for the answers. Like, we're asking him, what's that all about? I mean, really, it's all backwards. So
it is, and I think, but does it look worse because you've woken up? If we hadn't woken up, it wouldn't look like this. The more sensitive and the more you wake up, the worse it looks.
I think it's a lot clearer. I am more at peace now, because I used to be very into politics. The guy I married,
I wanted to be a counselor. I wanted to help the people, but I realized a long time ago, well, what's the point? Because the law isn't ours. When I look at the law, it's protected. Oh, and this is in the UK. I don't know quite about America, but when I look at the law to that person, the law's protecting them. They look at me, the law's protecting me, but it doesn't protect us together. And I was thinking, well, how could I ever help anybody It's never going to help me to help them. I can't help them. So I thought, sod being a counsellor then, because I can't help people.
And nothing ever changes in the American elections either. Nothing changes. It doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican, get in the office, nothing changes. It never goes back to less taxes, less laws, less this or that. It's always more.
Death certificate and all that. There's no need to taxes, is there? That's the sick thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I want no taxes. None. There's no need for taxes.
Well, maybe the globe, what it is the bad feeling everybody's feeling is the globe is grinding to a halt.
Yeah. Yes. And let's have a tidal wave come over our shores. That's what we need.
Yep. And love and togetherness and hope.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if we wake up tomorrow and it was across the news that we were flat, we now get another set of problems. It doesn't just all sorted, hey, we're flat earth now. It doesn't solve everything.
Yeah, and we cannot leave those people in power. They have to go. They have to get out. I recommend we keep our government, but all the people have to be changed out. We can't have the same people in there at all. It's people like you and I need.
Don't forget, we had Theresa May, who voted. I mean, I know this is the globe stuff, but she voted to stay in Euro, whereas the country voted to stay out, to get out.
Yes,
and then she got a prime minister. What the hell's that? She wanted to stay in.
Yeah, crazy.
How does that happen? I don't get that. It's the same thing again, isn't it? Oh, anyway, but anyway, it's only part of it, isn't it? Because that's just part of the game. But I do think the Euro, they were starting to try and bring in the one world order or communism, whatever you want to call it. They were trying to do it.
I think we have it already. We just don't see it yet.
Yeah, I think it's here. We're not. They keep talking about it like it's in the future, but it's already here.
I think so too. Because look, there's they tore down the borders here in the United States with NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. So, I mean, really, there's no borders, north and south. So, I just think that, and without, you know, with these people being shipped over here too from the Middle East, I mean, what happened to immigration law? There's nothing to that anymore. We used to have Ellis Island for a clearinghouse. I mean, what's going on? We have none of that. We're getting all the, I don't know. It's bad.
No, I think some of it is that when you move a section of people who've got religious beliefs and things, they've got different ways of doing things.
Yes.
So, but if say you come to this country, say, or America, a Western country, within a decade, that family has moved on. They're not now in the old ways. They've forgotten their old ways because now they're living in this way. So I think there's a reason why they keep making people walk, because then they're going to lose their heritage, lose their whatever it is. It'll all change, and then they'll adapt to the country they've moved to. They've lost their ways.
They still bring them because there's a whole lot more people wearing robes. A whole lot more people with.
But when they have children and their children, they start becoming very Western-like. And don't wear their clothing, wear West trousers, tops, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. It might take a decade, but eventually those people then won't be, you know, this is how they've done it for as long as they can, whatever.
Right, right. But we have to suffer in the meantime. When you have other immigration from years ago, they wanted to be American. They tried their best to change their names even to be Americanized. I know there's some who say, oh, well, that was forced on them. No, they wanted to be American. That's why they wanted to come here. So they left a lot of their old ways on purpose. So, but when you have the immigrants coming over now, the ones especially who are being loaded in planes and brought here without them really consenting.
Well, can I tell you a little story about that? I think I know where they're doing all this, where they're displacing people and bringing them.
I think they are. On purpose.
Scenario for you, okay? If you had an island and each one of those people had £1,000, you got 10 people, that's £10,000. And then an immigrant, sorry about the word, but an immigrant comes along and he's got, so an immigrant comes, which one would you want? one that's got £10,000, so a lot of money, or one with nothing? Which one would you pick for your little island?
Well, on an island, you don't need money, do you? I don't
Well,
know. I
pick
would.
the one without any
That
money.
would not be my criteria.
You pick the
Personally,
one without any money, because the one that comes with money, he just completely, if he's got 10,000 and you've got 10,000, he just devalues your money.
True.
But you pick the one that's got nothing, they have to work, earn, sleep, buy. So this is why they keep moving immigrants around, because they bolster economies.
Okay.
That's why they do it, to bolster the economies.
That's true.
Because they come with nothing and they've got to work, they've got to buy. It's just part of their game.
Yeah.
It's part of the subversion. They've got us in a boot camp, basically, without telling us.
Well, now look what they're doing, though. I think that they're putting in birth control in the water, and I think they're putting it in food that make us infertile. See, we used to have lots of kids, big families. My mom came from
I heard that the other day, that actually, when people are looking at it now, marriage, children, the whole thing is going down, not up.
Right. Yep.
So this is what they want, isn't it? They don't want millions of us.
No, they want to get rid of the middle class. The middle class is a threat because we're educated and we know how to make money. We know how to get along and take care of ourselves. They want the poor class again, and so they can feel like they are higher above the poor class. So it's like the kings and the serfs again. That's what they want. That way they don't have to try as hard to be smarter than the middle class.
It's just horrible, isn't it? There's not one thing you can turn around and look at and go, well, that's good anymore. Everything is wrong. It's all in the wrong parody almost. We're in the wrong, it's all wrong. It's almost like we shouldn't be here. We're in the wrong scene.
Yes, and until Flat Earth came around, we could not like put that all into verbiage. We couldn't say it. Like, it was not that clear. Flat Earth made everything clear. It brought everything out in the open. It was so clear, you know. So it just showed how diabolical they are and disgusting.
Dagon in the chat room has Morningstar has put, the family is gone, but unfortunately television. Now we all sit with our meals on our laps looking at the television. I'm not saying I do that anymore, but I'm saying that's what people do. And there's no talking, there's no sitting. I mean, where do you have a good discussion around the dinner table?
You don't.
And if
you don't. And you know what? That's funny you should say that, because I've always been at the one who at family dinners, I'm there. Let's talk about something important. Oh, Marilyn, you don't want, oh, bad, you know, and then they make fun of me or, you know, make my life miserable, say I'm a terrible person because I want to talk about something important. And they never wanted to. And so now look, I mean, our family is not united. We're all like, you know, I'm here taking care of my mother. So I know what Marilyn from the UK, she took care of her mother too. And I take care of my mother. She's 91. So, yeah. And so I have my mother, but, you know, her memory's fading. But, you know, my sister and brother very rarely see my mom. Very rare. My brother, maybe twice a year. My sister, maybe every 2 months or so. I don't know. Depends. So it's not the way I thought it should be.
Isn't it strange, though, in 2016, though, this great big wave of people woke up. But the thing is, just to let everybody know that Flat Earth was here. It was still on documents. Obviously, documents are now on the computer, but it kind of stopped in about the mid-90s. And so it's been gone for 20 years. And that's why a lot of people think, what do you mean, Flat Earth? It was always, but they made it.
It's the internet. It's the internet. Us commoners can talk to each other. It's just such a wonderful thing. I mean, we can reach out to each, you know, individuals all over the world. I have a friend in South Africa, and I said, "Can you do a compass experiment for me?" And she sent me some pictures. So you know, we can get data from all over and figure these things out. You know, the internet is wonderful. It's such a wonderful tool.
I mean, as much as we hate it, we wouldn't be talking today if it wasn't for it. So that's what I'm saying. It's annoying, but yeah, there isn't another way at the moment.
It depends on what you use it for. You have to be discerning. Of course, you have to be discerning. But yeah, I think it's a great way for us commoners to talk to each other and find this out. It gives us a lot of power.
Yeah, because talking is really good. Communicating is really good. And every day we should realize that we're learning. If you're not learning, you're dead inside. Every day you should be learning something. Or
That's right. That's right. If you don't learn something new, that's the day you die. So you better learn something new.
The thing is, we had someone who comes on sometimes, James. He's from New Zealand, and I'm not sure if everybody gets what he's talking about, but he's got the 8 laws of anxiety. So basically, because we've been taught all the wrong stuff, when we think we're giving advice, we're not. We're just giving anxiety, but we're calling it virtuous and we're calling it wisdom. But it isn't any of that. We're just giving people stress and anxiety, thinking it's wise. So he's got the 8 laws of anxiety, which is on the sun and moon. Just look up James Mason, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're about 20 minutes each one. And so that's what us, and even if it's quite complicated, he's very articulate, James. But it's what he says is true. You know, my parents think they're giving me wisdom, but they're not. They're just giving me all their 80 odd years of lying, cheating, the whole thing. They're thinking that's wisdom, and it's not. It's anxiety. It's because most families are fractured, aren't they? Dysfunctional. They're just giving you their dysfunctional anxiety and
I just don't know. The most important thing you can give your children is your time. Not buying them gifts, not this Christmas thing where they just get a package and you don't even take the credit for it. You say Santa Claus. Well, that's just, you know, separating. I never lied to my children. I can be very thankful that I never lied to them. I said Santa Claus was a fun game. If you want to play along, that's all right, but he's not real. So they could play along, but they knew it wasn't real. So materialism is really ruining our society. Our children are thinking about that. My kids never got designer things. And we had money enough. I could have, but we didn't.
But we're just talking about that same thing. It's taking all this away from us as people and making things into money again. It's all about money when it should be about family and coming together and people and love and connection and giving each other a hug and
talking to your children, talking to them, telling them the old stories. We love hearing about, you know, things as they were when my mom was young. I drive with my mom down the road. We go past the farm and she said, "Oh, look at that field. That would be such a nice hay wagon to load." You know, I mean, that's what she remembers from a girl. She was raised on a farm. So those old stories, and every once in a while she'll come out with something that I never heard before. And I'm there, wow, that was cool. You know, about my uncle or something.
Now we've been bred, isn't it? We've been bred like it now. That's basically it in the system.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing more rich than your heritage, your family. If you don't know where you've come from, you have no idea where you're going.
Yeah. But again, that's how we feel about the thing we're living on. We're not even sure where we are, the whole thing. So
Right. And that's by design. That's why they did it. That's why they did it.
Don't you find it absolutely incredible what they've done?
Yes. Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it like, wow, they pulled off a really big one, didn't they?
Yeah. How did they manage to get to space? Watch some of the videos to see paused astronauts, material, whatever it is. You know, I've got about 30 videos myself on about NASA on Sun and Moon, let alone the ones, you know, I've got Joe Hill, who's at their conference right now, but he's my space hero. He's making loads of videos in cars and, you know, and taking the Mickey out of it all. You know, how did we believe it? How did they get us to believe it was real? How did they do it?
Isn't it amazing that we were brainwashed and indoctrinated and we didn't realize it? And you don't realize it when you're brainwashed. You don't realize it, you know? You think something's wrong. And that I felt that 5 years ago, I went to a class reunion from my high school and I did not feel good about going. I went and I felt like, oh, I don't really have a lot to brag about here, you know, because I went through all that legal stuff and that ruined my family, ruined it. I mean, we went bankrupt in the whole thing. And so I couldn't brag like they were bragging. I couldn't say I have 2 vacation homes. I couldn't say this or that, you know. But this time, just last month, we had another class reunion. It was 5 years later. And I walked in there and I felt totally different. I knew I had something they didn't know about. They didn't know what I knew. I felt sorry for them in a way. I felt very empowered. And so it was a totally different thing, totally different. I made sure I talked to everyone there, all of them. I went out, you know, out of my way to go speak to everyone. And I gave people hugs and, you know, reminisced. And I was a totally different person. Totally different.
Thing is, this thing, even if we can't quite prove what shape we are right now, but the actual flat earth thing, we know it. It's not something we even possibility or whatever it is. We actually know it in our bodies and our brain, minds. We know.
Yes. Yes, we know. We know. Phew. We know.
I know. It's disgusting what they've done. It's treason. This is why it annoys me. I mean, if you look at the moment, then obviously, like you're saying, Putin or Bush, Trump are the sort of big politicians, if you understand. Well, that's what it looks like. Stand up, especially Russia. They know. Stand up and tell the truth.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to just come out with it. They have to be pushed up against a wall. You know, they have to be up and forced to speak the truth. But I don't really, you know, I really don't care if they speak the truth, because I think once it gets to critical mass, that they're all going to go to their own underground bunkers. I think they're expecting some kind of a revolt. I don't know what. I'm not planning anything, but I think when some certain people find out about it, they're going to be mad. They're going to be really mad. They're not going to be patient like me.
We're totally expendable when they're lying to us, even about, I mean, I'm sure some of the fires are real in California, but it's not. It's done with a laser or something. We're all expendable.
Yes, or the smart meters.
We are nothing to them. We are just the fodder. Right. We are the animals to them.
Yes.
They're experimenting on us with the chemtrails. They don't, and the medication and the educate. They just don't care. This is just don't listen to them. Turn that television off. Turn it off. There's something that they're doing in the TV that makes people zombies.
Right. Yes, and also with the California fires, I hear the smart meters can be triggered to explode and cause fires. So the smart meters are all installed.
I said no to a smart meter here, but they keep trying to want to put one in.
Oh, are you in a single home or what?
Well, it's my house.
Oh, you have a single house. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, if only you knew. At least then, even if you decide not to do stuff or whatever, if you're informed, you can make a different decision.
Yes. 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 So many decisions we would have made differently had we known.
I mean, I'm sorry for those stupid people. I mean, they are probably earning quite a lot of money, but all those people really thinking that they're helping the astronauts.
Yes. Yes.
I just think
Even the kids. If the kids knew that society was just constructed to be one that was ruled by fad and fame and designer clothes, they might think differently about the choices they make. So there's a lot. The truth can set you free from a lot of things. Just like Marilyn said, it set her free from so much. And yes, it does.
Another side of it is prisons. They make billions. Do you know something? I don't want to talk too much about this, but I did sort of look up death row. I just wanted to know things. We don't have to work. We get, if you do something wrong, you go to prison for the rest of your life. But in America, it's different things. But I was just looking at it all, and somebody made a meme I found on the internet. It is thousands. It's a ridiculous amount of money to keep a person in prison, especially even on death row. They're making billions of dollars a year, pounds a year out of, and half the people shouldn't even be there. They need different kind of help.
Right.
It's disgusting.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yes, I agree.
We need a total overhaul, but I mean, that wouldn't be easy. But I mean, we do have someone, I don't know if you've heard of him, called Aaron Krishok. He's got the Lumen Project, which is another way of looking after ourselves and turning our backs on them, having Flat Earth TV, taking NASA to court, education, spirituality, the lot. He's nearly ready to go. It's a big program, which has taken him rather a while. But yeah, we have him on Sun and Moon sometimes. So there are people with stuff to go forward. We need more.
Right. Yes, we need far more. Hit the streets. That's what I say. Talk to strangers, hit the streets. You have to do it. None of this being shy. Get cards, drop them some places. It's all about reaching everyone. And we're not going to do that because by the internet, because they're not going to come and look for flat earth on the internet. They're not even thinking about looking for that. So you have to go and spark their interest. They have to see it somewhere that they go, and they'll say, well, what is this? Okay, maybe I'll look it up. But they aren't even thinking about looking it up. So even that.
Though, isn't it? If you go and look at flat earth, the first thing you come across is NASA. I mean, how ridiculous is that? You're looking at flat earth and there's NASA or some ridiculous program about a globe sitting there.
Right.
If you put in flat earth, why doesn't flat earth come up? What are they? Well, they are frightened of us, aren't they? They are, because if the truth really, really gets out,
yes,
it's the end of that.
Yes. They can kiss their cushy jobs goodbye. Yes, and we'll be probably demanding some of our money back.
So my! To imprison the people under and lie to them.
I don't know how anybody could. How could anybody live that way? I don't think I could. If I had to have a job where I had to lie to people, I don't think I could do that. I just don't think I could. How do you even do that? I don't know. I don't know how you even do that. I wish
more pilots would wake up, because if more pilots came forward, that would be one really good way, especially with the gyro.
Yes, that would be nice. But what platform do they have? Would they get on the loudspeaker and say, now look out your windows, everybody, and notice that the horizon is at your eye level? Because we do not live on a globe, it never goes down. I mean, would they come over the loudspeaker?
You could be the stewardess on the plane, and you could tell everybody.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like that idea.
Can you imagine? Yeah, but again, yeah.
That would be a really traumatic flight, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? I mean, oh my gosh.
Program we're in. I mean, when you believed the sun was 9, I remember looking at it thinking, you're 93 million miles away. And now I look at it and I think, you're only a few miles away.
That's right. Exactly.
How did I think it was 90? Like, gee.
I don't know. I'm wondering if someone can do a ratio, like see a jet plane up in the air and like take some sort of a measurement and then compare it to the measurement here on Earth and say you're only like, I don't know, 50 yards away, and then compare that and see how far that would be. I mean, I don't have the right kind of cameras or something.
What we really need, Marilyn, what we really need is it to be televised and people all over the world doing it at the same time, and it televised instead of all those monitors. You know how many monitors NASA have got, or how many monitors a news station got? Just have them all on different towns across the plane, and then do everything to like as best as possible with time zones and to show everybody. That's what we need, but it's not going to happen, is it?
Well, no, it can. I mean,
no, I find it disgusting though. Listen,
why don't we? You know, you have a great channel here. You have a great show, and you have a good outreach. So, you know, why don't you have like, hey, let's do all an experiment, and everybody bring us your data, and we'll do. And I think you are doing something with time lapses of the sun or something. Aren't you connected with that, or there's some kind of thing?
There's loads of researchers that come on the group. We did start off as, a square group, a square flat Earth group, but it became apparent that when we got there that they're arguing with them, and then we've got all the models, and then the map makers were all arguing or thought they were best or they were the only one with it. And then before Christmas, I suddenly went, hang on a minute. Because you know you can do what you like, but we don't know for sure yet. Let's go with the people as well. So we're a research group. So people like Dave Marsh come on, Mr. Fry. He's always wanting and doing experiments. So is Dave. We've got Stan Smith. There's all those kind of people. But now we with the people a bit more, and the people have a voice.
Yes. Yes, I'm very grateful that you have me as an activist on, so I can encourage more people to get out there and do it. And it's really easy, and it's a blessing that you're really missing out on. So I thank you for having me on.
Hey, it's a pleasure. I just want to let you know we've been going for 3 hours now. Do you think?
Time has flown.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
Mary, if we finish in a minute, is there anything that you to add, and again, like those places that you said that you're going in November and stuff in December, do you want to repeat the information?
Okay, yes, thank you. We're having a rally, and you can contact Zoom Truth. Many of you may know Dave from Zoom Truth. Oh, good. So I'm glad he's hearing me plugging this rally. We're having a rally on December 8th in Philadelphia, and we'll meet at 6th and Market on the corner at 11 o'clock. And we'll be giving a few small, short speeches, and then walking down Market Street with banners. Everybody will be carrying something. And then we're going to hit a craft fair with 80 tables in Love Park near City Hall. So anyone in the Philadelphia area, please come and join us, and you get a free T-shirt that we wear down at the Ocean City Boardwalk. So you'll get one of those. They're wonderful, very bright blue and beautiful. So we hope everybody comes out. And Dave, Zoom Truth, put your email in the chat so everybody knows your email. It's david@ephesiansday.com, I believe. So
I'm not sure if he's actually there right at this moment, but he's been in the chat room for quite a lot of the hangout.
Okay. So then, and then next May is Ephesians Day, which is Ephesians 5:11. Look up that verse, and you'll see that it's about exposing lies. So everybody who has like chemtrails or vaccines or any complaints or think the government's lying about something, 9/11, come out that day. And we're all going to go to our nearest government office and have a little protest in front of the government office of your choice. I think that's what we're planning on doing. So, just keep an eye on that so we can give you some more encouraging details on that. But other than that, I think that's getting out and hitting the streets, talking to strangers is my message to you.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. It's because obviously I haven't spoken to you before, so
Right.
it's been really nice meeting you. It was great. Marilyn from UK was here.
Yes.
Had internet problems, and thank you very much, Mr. Thrive and Survive, for popping on a very busy day
Yes.
from the conference. Thank you very much, chat room. And to Marilyn, who's here. Marilyn, can I say goodbye to you off air? But
Sure, you can.
We'll say
Okay.
goodbye on air now. Thank
All
you,
right,
everybody.
thank you.
And I think we're back tomorrow, Mr. Thrive, again from the conference. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you very much. Lots of love.